Before we get too far into this, can you guys even hear me at all? I don't want you guys to have to sit through an entire starting soon screen just for there to be no sound. Barely. Um, okay. It is working. I feel like I don't know if this mic has like a preamp in it, and I couldn't get it. There is going to be a Go XLR for it. Well, I can't be louder actually. Oh, wait, actually. How about this? Nope. Maybe? No. The problem is I'm going to have a PC. So everything will be plugged into the PC later. The current issue that we are having is I'm using a Shure mic that can go through USB, but it also has the ability to go through a Go XLR, which then gets me more flexibility into being able to turn up and use the preamp. Yeah, I was gonna say, well, I can quite literally yell into the mic if I get really close too. I think I think I'm just gonna have to hold this mic directly in front of my face for this stream. Um, Also, just as like a heads up and a warning, so you don't go when I switch scenes. I refuse to put on makeup or get out of my comfy hoodie, but I did put the fireplace screen on, so it looks kind of cozy. So we're just gonna have a little cozy mindset chat as we are trying to get everything working. It does look like we're going to play ads here real quick. Let me say hello to everyone before we switch over to the starting. Let's see. Akari, thank you for being here on time. And I am only 45 minutes late. Okay. It was, I just wanted some things to work. Like I was trying to get music to work, but it apparently application audio capture is not a thing on a MacBook, I guess. Ugh. And it also, I updated my stream info, but apparently it didn't update. So it says that I'm streaming Timber. Oh, no, wait. It did update. I just said I'm streaming Timberborn. Let me change this. Just chatting. Okay. That should be okay. Ty, thank you for grabbing that first boba. The bot is, or Mix It Up is also not on right now. So it will not be giving you snacks, but you can collect it. You can still have it. You can pretend like you have it. Hi, Ozzy. Welcome in. This is basically almost as janky as my phone streams. Maybe even jankier. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Hi, Bad Wolf. Welcome in. Chase. Hello, hello. Is there a like sound on the back of the mic or does that sound all right? Hi, Nat. Welcome in. And Cass. Hello, hello. I hear you and now we can. Okay. Apparently, I just have to talk like I'm eating the mic right now. It's fine. Cass, it's good to see you, Sweet Bean. Hi, Miffy. Welcome in. How's the beavers going? Um, I mean, I'm in the yellow on my OBS, like the decibel bar, so that's like decent. But the mic is very close to my mouth. Hi, Layla. It's good to see you. I almost called you Mystique. Hi, Ranger. Welcome, welcome. It's definitely a PJ stream. If anyone else, if you have the ability to get into your PJs and get cozy and have a cup of tea, I know a lot of you might be work lurking, but it is evening for me, and I don't evening stream, guys. That is not something that is in my Tiz wheelhouse, okay? Also in cozy clothes? Hell yeah, Cass. Let's go. Hedgehog, you're sick today? No, I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, hopefully that means cozy clothes for you too. Hi, Moo Moo. Welcome in. Hi, Ram. Wait, what's temporary? Sure, you look cool. You haven't seen my face yet. I also can't figure out how to get this lighting to work the way that I want it to. These lights are massive, and I can't scooch them away from my face. So I also might be brighter than the sun. We will see. So maybe when I switch screens here, I'll have to be like, all right, everyone, close your eyes. Prepare. Thanks, Cass. I appreciate you, Liv. Oh, fine. Better bounce to the dream. All right, sounds good. Miffed. Currently on a 7 stream streak. You were at like 30 plus. I think mine is 30 plus in your stream. I'm winning. I like to win at everything. I know. It's been hard to catch my streams, but here pretty soon, once I get a PC after Birmingham, after DreamHack, Things will be more consistent here. Ozzy, holy shit, Ozzy, you managed to keep the streak. 65 stream streak despite all the traveling. That's amazing. This is a sleepy old lady? Yeah. Listen, I'm trying to survive in your country and I'm not doing very good, okay? Bree with a tier 2. Thank you so much, love. I appreciate the heck out of you. Hello. How are you? Android, welcome home, everyone. I missed you guys. Hey, speaking of beavers. Hi, Beaver. Welcome in. Happy Monday. Definitely some PJs. Heck yeah. You literally do long streams that go into the midnight. Okay, but that's like different. I start when I have energy and then I like start playing a game and I hyperfixate. For me, starting a stream when I'm like doesn't, you know? I know, not so soon. I am winning. What am I winning at? It doesn't feel like I'm winning at a whole lot. Oh, hi, Icky. You'll probably get to hear me drink my tea. Asta, how's it going? I'm literally sitting here curled up like a shrimp with this mic balanced on my belly. It's it's a thing. It's fine. We're gonna figure this out. Hi, Peachy. It's good to see you, love. How you doing? What can I say except you're welcome? Android, you added content? Oh, I know, right? Tiz posting content? The horror. You probably should just unfollow at this point. Let's be honest. Let's be neurospicy shrimpies together. Yes. Yep. Deal. Perfect. Sounds like a plan. Today, you know what? I have no plans. We have no screens, we have no monitors. We can't play any games. So, we're pretty much just going to sit here and chat. Oh, ew, squeaky sounds. Okay, I'm going to stop fucking with the mic. Yeah, so we're just going to talk mindset. We're going to talk mindset for like 2 hours. I'm thinking of a very lazy Tiz with a mic on her belly. I mean, kind of. Although it's actually worse than that because I have to stay in a weird, I don't know. Not having anything is annoying. I do think there's probably a way to turn up the gain on this mic and figure it out. I've just never used it before. And Joy is streaming. So it was not like, hey, how do you use this mic? Stream is only an hour late, but no, 45 minutes. Excuse you. You feeling not good, but it's okay. We all have bad days. Those flippin' night terrors. Yeah, right? Just tell them to go away, Asta. Be like, you know what? We don't want you anymore. But I'm glad. Honestly though, I like the it's okay. We have bad days. I like the positivity despite the, eh. Yeah, Peachy. I'm breathing. I'm bracing. We're waiting for ads to be done. Look at we're getting there. The bar does move, believe it or not. I know some of you guys don't notice that there is actually a countdown bar. So eventually that bar fills up and we do start stream. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Just yaps and chats and starting soon screens. All right, fine. Fine, I'll just leave it on a black screen. You know, don't wanna hang out with me. Why did I even bother trying to set my camera up, you know? All right, here we go. Close your eyes. It might be bright. Oh my god, and it has laggy issues. See, it's like the sun. The sun is so bright. Sorry, it's his face. Do you guys want me to go back to the black screen? But look, isn't this a nice touch? I was like, what could I do in the background to make it like look more vibey? Yeah, and look. Yeah, I have to hold this. So this is just balanced on my belly. I've got my tea. It's got a little squirrel on it. But we have my good camera back, which is nice. So we like the good camera. Hitmo-chan, welcome in. Hello, hello. Prefer it rather than the face cam. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I get it. Hi, Clovey. How are you? And Eclipse. Hi, hi. Rogi, how you doing? Are you alive? How's them eyeballs? You've literally started stream post cry, and then we have about mental health. That's all. Yeah, I'm here for it. We used to do 6 a.m. Monday streams, which technically the time that I want to start, it will be later. Right now it's almost 7 p.m. for me. I'm like getting ready for bed. Um, yeah. Asta, I like the attitude. Yeah, sometimes you gotta cry. It just gets those feelings, those stress, all of the things out. And Cass, I appreciate it. Present in a way that's authentic and viable. Every time. Just like the ominous voice. I mean, I don't know why. I can't talk in my normal voice right now. I think because when the mic gets this close to my face, I go, you guys don't want to hear like normal freaking out tiz, so we have to do extra chill. Akari, it's been like 3 days. Fuzzy, like the vibes? Look, and I purposefully, look, I was intentional about it. I put the fireplace on this side, and I put the light here, so it almost is like the light from the fire. It's a little bright still. Like this looks washed out. But maybe that's also just my computer screen. I don't know. Yeah, cute cozy bean. Thanks, Aussie. And Agdi, looking great this. Sweden did good for you. Well, now I'm in the UK, but yeah, it's been nice. You find it comical there's a real fireplace behind you and you have the fireplace on the TV? Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Listen, I don't know how to turn it on. I'm not going to try to turn on fireplaces in strangers' houses. I don't know where I am. Stranger dangers, you know? Yeah, Nick, doesn't that look good? You bring wonderful news? What is it? Tell me. Tell me, tell me. Wait, wait, wait. Are we getting raided? Hold on. Hold on. Let me scroll. Oh, you're wearing a blanket. It's not a blanket. There's a hood on it. Jenny! Hi, my love. Good to see you. Thank you so much for the raid. Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta scroll. We're behind. Things are share news. Thank you for lurks. Appreciate it. Jenny, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, friends. It's the breakfast and feelings check-in. We're basically going from one mindset chat to another mindset chat, huh? How was stream today, lovely? We got Indiana John. Hi. Jonah is the computer screen. It looks perfectly exposed. Does it? And I know that you're like a good camera person, so perfect. We hooked up my camera. It's on a tripod that sometimes goes like this. It goes and drops my camera to the desk. So I have it propped between a water bottle and a Go XLR and the like edge of the wall. We're real janky with our setups today. So that's a thing. But welcome in, Raiders. My name is Tiz. I'm in the UK now, so this is kind of around where I normally would stream back in the States. Here it's 7 p.m. I don't usually function at night. So we're doing a Mindset Monday, but it's in the evening. We usually yap a lot about mindset and health and fitness. I used to be a personal trainer and a yoga teacher, which today I got to do some personal training with Joy pretty much. So, maybe I'm just getting back into it. We'll see. And we got a lot of neurospicy beans in here, and we're just kind of doing a little cozy yaps while I'm here. I am currently trying to build a stream setup here, but I still am missing some monitors and a keyboard. So today we do just lots of chatting. As you know, I completed my life goals, so now I'm like, what else can I do to push myself to? So the first time in 9 years since I got sick, you signed up to play sports in a league. Rogue, heck yeah. What is it? Tell me, tell me. Which sport? And also, because your goal was to run a mile or two, yeah? But how's your eyeballs? Chase, thank you for shouting out too. Do great. Looks far better than I imagined. Nick's like, even in my own house, you did things and stuff. I just realized when the door's not fully shut, so let me shut that because Joy is streaming at the same time. We're streamer house now, guys. There we go. Ew. I feel like I'm on like podcast mode. It's a hooded blanket. It's not even a blanket. All right, you guys want to see? Yeah. It's basically, it's like a hoodie. It's a giant fluffy hoodie. Joy bought it for me when I got here. It was my like welcome home present. It was great. I love it. It's the softest thing ever, and I wear it all of the time. You got a haircut? Yeah, yeah, of course, Jenny. Thank you for the lurk, and thank you for bringing everyone in here. Um, I am in the UK, Fuzzy. Not that you're ever gonna say hi to me anyway, so it's fine. All the spicy beans. It doesn't look nice in here. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, thanks. I did my best. I feel like with the fireplace, I just I was feeling a little self-conscious because I like showered and I did wash my hair. My hair is clean for the first time since like last Wednesday. But I didn't put on any makeup. I didn't feel like it. It's so close to bedtime anyway. Joy's up there with a full. You can switch over to her stream. She looks amazing. Is doing a cosplay. Puts in all this effort. And I look at her and I go, no, I can't. You look awesome. That's great. I don't have the wherewithal to be able to do shit. So it's giant blanket and no makeup for me. We're just a different breed. It's okay. Barb League Beach. Rogie, that sounds like so much freaking fun. I hope you enjoy. It's a blanket. What do you mean? It's not a blanket. See, I told you. I showed you. I think the raid hit and made you miss my eye update. My eyelids are completely better. Quickest they've healed in years. Oh, Rogue, that makes me so happy. Your body's coming. We're making a comeback. Oh no, Asa, I hope not. I hope all the issues get cleared up. You think your hoodie looks better? Yeah, but this one's more soft. Is that my missing hoodie? It looks like it shrunk. Hi, Coobs. Welcome in. I'm doing good. Well, I'm a little afraid that I won't be able to walk tomorrow. I signed up for a gym membership here. We're like settling in. Today was gym membership and grocery shopping. Best part about the Sainsbury's here, if they have a free from section. So I got lots of different kinds of like, it's free from gluten, and some things are like eggs and milk and stuff like that, but mostly it's gluten free. And I was able to get a bunch of gluten free food, go to the gym for the first time in ages, and I lifted probably a little bit heavier than I should have for not having gone to a gym in like 2 years. I mean, I've been working out, but Jonah, I know, right? The cool part about this is like my hair has been colored this entire time, but my setup back at home, you just couldn't see. I was also showering and sitting here going, look how freaking long this is. It almost goes down to my hips. I kind of want to shave all of it off. The DH map was released. Oh, DreamHack? Heck yeah. You know what, Nat? I should, and I probably won't. I am the most unprepared person. I just go with the flow. You know what? I show up, everyone else drags me around, and I hope for the best. um, oh, you guys are talking about your beavers, yeah. I mean, you can always slap on some face paint. Yeah, no. Because, listen, the thing with that, I don't mind putting the makeup on. I hate washing my face. And I already showered and cleaned my face, so I don't want to have to wash makeup off. It's a personal problem. I refuse to have to wash my makeup off. Kirby, went out to get a drink from Sonic. Ooh, what'd you get? Their Road 34 cherry limeades, and I get extra real cherries in them. And those ice cubes are my favorite thing ever. It's been so long since I've been to Sonic. What'd you get? All the supermarkets have a free. Not all of them. Aldi's doesn't. But I think Morrison's and Sainsbury's and I mean, of course, Waitrose is bougie stuff all over the place. But hi, Crumpet. Yeah, our supermarkets, I like that. They're so good, and it's so much more affordable. Like I bought a bunch of stuff at I think it's even cheaper in Sweden. In Sweden, I got like what would normally have costed me like $150 in the States for like $30. Today, I bought probably enough for like at least a week or two and spent 60. I was like, this is. But the gym, I spent a fuck ton of money on the gym. But it's a really, really nice gym, so I'm excited. Yeah, the lighting accentuates the layers. All of the. I do need to chop it soon and do something. Like the colors are fading, but honestly, in this light, it kind of looks. It looks kind of cool. It like adds. It adds some depth, I guess. Maybe. Almost down to your hips. Yeah. Well, I mean, like when I'm sitting, it's touching my hips. I think when I'm standing up, it's close. Just the end of it. Just this part. My hip is here. I know you can't tell because I'm wearing a giant shapeless bag, but shower at night, fix it. No, but see, that's the thing. It is night, and I already showered, so I don't want to do it again. So no makeup. Tizathon, the ultimate goal is headspace. Exactly. Honestly, actually, we do need to chat about that. We're gonna do mindset chats today, but we also need to chat about events coming up, basically. Because like I haven't been streaming very much this month. I mean, I've been streaming a decent amount, but it's been like an hour here, an hour there, some chat stuff, and I got a lot of big events coming up. That, like, for those of you who don't know, streaming is my full-time job, and when I'm very sporadic about streaming, it's you don't make as much money, you know. To be completely transparent, when you do consistent streams, regularly stream, things go better. Go figure. And when you're not doing that, it is a little bit rough. And I'm talking the difference between like 2K and like $500. And so then when you have like a lot of things planned and upcoming, like we have DreamHack, and then in May, Joy and I are trying to do my like birthday beach trip / honeymoon thing together and TwitchCon. And so I'm a little stressed. So I think we're gonna do some sort of fun event / raise money for all of the upcoming things here soon, but we have to figure out what we're going to do and all the fun stuff with that. For someone who preaches self-care, sure has a hard time doing self-care things. What are you talking about? This is self-care. That's what I'm saying. I just don't want to put on makeup and do the like face washing bits. I went to the gym. I got food. I made great food today. They have a dragon fruit lemonade. That sounds so good. Have a mask here that you put makeup on and then just take off. That would look so creepy. Right, but would you rather do face paint or a corset? Neither. I would rather do no makeup, big hoodie. Hi, Spider Queen. It's good to see you. Orange Fanta with vanilla. All these here does have a free. Does it? The one that I went to didn't. You spent $180 on a groceries yesterday and was like, perhaps I skip getting a tank of gas and don't drive until next payday. Right? It's dumb. You think makeup should be less expected in life? I think it's getting better in some ways. I think it just kind of depends. Fair. I forgot how. Thanks, Eclipse. Hi, Droma. How are you? Faded colors aren't bad necessarily. I remember my friend dyed it green. It faded, turned to seafoam. Yeah, that's true. It still looks okay. Hi, Sriracha Chair. How you doing? Tom's Fozzie. What's up? Welcome in. My toes are cold, so I'm putting my feet inside of my hoodie. What did I make for lunch? So we didn't eat because we did the gym. So we didn't even eat until like 3 and I was dying. So we made these like little ciabatta. It was mozzarella with pesto on one side and hummus on the other with some sliced chicken, mozzarella. I drizzle a little bit of olive oil and balsamic, and Joy roasted some red peppers. And I think that's it. I know you small, but yes, it is. It is very oversized. Do you guys want to see it again for those who missed it? Yes. Ciabatta bread. Sounds delightful. Ciabatta. Ciabatta? Ciabatta. I don't know. It was gluten-free, that's all I know. Love the cozy look. Thanks, Spider Queen. I always like this is kind of what I was talking about though too when we were doing our airport chats. I was saying that it'd be kind of fun to have a stream where the vibes are just different, right? Like we play games and this feels very mindset vibes, right? We get like a cozy fire. Maybe that's a thing we do on Mondays. Like we do a mindset chat where like you're required to bring a tea, well, if you're not working or busy or whatever, but come to stream with tea, comfy clothes, and we like change up the like look of the stream itself. I like it. Tis your vibe, just roll with whatever you got. Okay, coffee then? A drink? Something you enjoy, Fuzzy? Also, how are you a British person that doesn't like tea? Hot beverage. You don't like tea either? I think you guys are doing tea wrong. There's some teas I don't like. There's got to be like, you can't just say you don't like tea. There's got to be like one, because you can do like cold hibiscus tea in the summer, or you add sugar and milk, or you like I feel like there should be a way. Find something. You don't drink tea in the evening? There's decaf tea. Brown water? Yuck. Yeah, that's how I feel about coffee. I'm just kidding. I mean, that is true. You do. Listen, but why can't you like both? Why not both? Can I bring a Red Bull instead? What time is it for you? You'll bring enough tea and biscuits. I was so excited I choked on my spit. I also got some, like the Walker's shortbread cookies that are gluten-free. I'm so excited for those. You don't like tea that's sweet. No, coffee is much better. But you're saying you don't like coffee, PG? You got hibiscus, dandelion root tea, lemon balm. I'm so ready. Sounds perfect. Eclipse, that's 2 p.m., right? I think. Tiz, I have some good news. You've been assigned back to my old project, the one pulled. Wait, does that mean you don't have to do the AI stuff as much? Or for me, you tried tea many times. I just don't like the taste of tea. I feel like I'm just drinking hot water. All right, one of these days I'm going to make you tea, and you're going to like it. Or, wait, Brie, have you had boba before? We have to hang out and go get boba. Jonah, you love hibiscus? See, I only like hibiscus if it's cold. I don't like hot fruit teas. I like black teas, hot, with milk and honey usually, or oat milk. It's like Lady Grey, Earl Grey, those kind of teas I think are my favorite. Walkers are fucking, yeah, and they make a gluten-free one now. It's so good. Yeah, Fiji, I just got way too excited. I drooled, I got excited for the biscuits, and then gasped, choked. It's fine. You like iced tea? You just don't like drinking. See? It's still tea. You can't say you hate tea then. You're just being difficult, Peachy. Okay, I got it. Got it. That checks out. Now everyone's coming clean here saying they actually do like teas, but see, that's what I'm saying. You like tea. It just depends on the form. Also, that's actually my favorite is a peppermint. A peppermint tea with a little bit of honey. Hi, nerdy. Welcome in. How are you? Rogie, boba? Rogue, have we ever actually gotten boba together? I don't think we have. We've hung out, what, 3 times, 4 times? Never boba? What's wrong? We must fix this. You do my teas dry, no honey or sugar? Yeah, see, I can't do that. I gotta have, yeah, honey, sugar, or balls. Boba. Balls. I'm gonna have tea here. English breakfast. Ooh. You just can't be bothered to make it. Okay, okay. Oh, I know. Akari, we forgot because it was closed. Yorkshire Gold. Weiss, you could say that I hate tea, but the entire cabinet of tea would prove that was a lie. Depends on the type of tea and how long the tea bag stays in the water, and whether the water is boiling. You have to do it damn quick with the water. See? Chicken. There's different ways of making it. Ways that you can make the tea delicious. Have you ever had Moroccan mint? I have. It's really tasty. The tannins nuke my stomach. Oh, okay. Wait, this might be a dumb question. Are there tannins in every type of tea? Also, what is tannins? I know there's tannins in like wine too, isn't there? I forget. I knew at one point in my life. I know the word. Sounds familiar. I don't recall. You love the tea stores where you can go and make your own tea blend. Oh, that would sound like you just do like a little bit of rose hip, a little bit of lavender. I feel like I'm just cradling this thing like a baby. I'm like, we just holding our mic. When I move this mic around a lot, can you hear it? Is it really obnoxious? Any event you have near the Midwest? No. Oh, and I'm not gonna be at TwitchCon this year either. I don't know if Rogi, I don't know if we'll see each other this year. Okay, just traditional ones and some herbals. Okay, okay. This is also Yorkshire tea. Is that why you don't have to brew it as long and it tastes a lot stronger? Just because that's the specialty of Yorkshire tea? You live across the street from a bubble place? Oh, so you don't get in the habit. Yeah, yep. I used to before we moved to Montana to the other place, we lived a short walk away, and the amount of money that I spent on boba per month was actually stupid. You can hear when I move it, but it's not too bad. Okay. Okay, okay. You can hear it, but it's not bad. Hear it? Yes. Obnoxious? No. It's kind of just like that kind of sound like a dragging mic makes. I think eventually I will be able to turn up the gain so I can hold it further away. I mean, I could try it. We could see how it sounds. I think. Hello? See, isn't this really quiet? Can you guys still hear me okay? I feel like this is way too far away. Like it's like down in the green. Sounds fine. See, it seems like it's way too quiet. Like you can definitely hear it, but I'm like mid green rather than up here. It's like right almost to the yellow, which is what it's supposed to be. We can hear, but you sound so far away. Don't worry, I'll stay close. Tannins are mostly a source of bitterness and the antioxidants. I actually do know how to make my own boba, but it's a pain in the butt. You'll have to figure something out. It's like $7 a boba and you get 2 each time because I can't decide which one I want more. You know what? Yeah, that adds up. That adds up real fast. I have an eyelash in my eye. I was gonna say, I feel like I look really old unless I stay here. No wrinkles. There's... Ugh. It's fine. I'm fine. I feel old today. Going to the gym, like going back to the gym for the first time in a long time. I was like, oh boy, I'm gonna have to like put a lot of effort into this. Well, it kind of is, but you're so organized stuff. They just gave me one task, which is BS, and I'm hoping for a new project, better wage. Gotcha. I'm sorry. Hopefully, it's more fun and a lot easier. Just for you, Peachy. At least I'm not a 40-year-old man. Is that what you were going to say? Kari, I don't know if you saw, but I went and clipped that part, or I made a highlight of it, and we laughed for over 7 minutes straight. I was like, For those of you who missed it, we did a ultimate Nordic snack tasting stream. I think I just published the VOD recently too, so if you missed it, you can go back and watch it. But there was a funny moment in there. It was a bit ridiculous. Yeah, I did. I went and highlighted it, and it was, yeah. I don't know yet, Rogue. I think, hold on, let me adjust and bring my little mic baby with me. I think I am planning on getting tickets here soon, just so that I know when, because I also have to give the gym a 30 days heads up before I cancel, so I don't get charged an extra month. So I think the end of June. Like, I think I'll be here all of April, May, and June and fly back. What's today? My gym membership starts on the 24th. So maybe I'll try to get my flight back for like right after that. So then that gives me 3 solid months at the gym. I'll make sure I cancel sometime mid-May. Because I have one of my friend's weddings is in July. July 17th, I believe. So I'll be heading back to the States somewhere around there. I ref a rec league where everyone was complaining about how old they were, and none of them were as old as I was. Did you just not say anything? You're like, yeah, you're super old. Glorious 7 minutes. Yes, 7 minutes of giggles. Well, that was what I was laughing at so much too. It wasn't even just that like the whole situation was funny. It was that we would laugh and then Siri had like a wheezing sound and you couldn't even hear it as much on the mic, but she would make this specific wheezing noise that just made me giggle, and then I think my giggle would make her laugh, and we just kept ping-ponging back and forth the entire time. Joy and I had another one of those moments in IKEA the other day too. Someone sneezed and it kind of sounded like someone sharted, and she just goes, "Oh, excuse you." And something about it just tickled my funny bone, so I start laughing. She looks at me, she starts laughing. It ends up being a whole thing. We laughed in IKEA for probably 5-10 minutes. You had to eject someone too? From a fun league. New low. Not good team player, huh? That's so cute. You're leaving on my birthday. Thanks. I didn't say that. Is your birthday June 24th? I'll make sure to stick around just for you. Shaky is 40 this year? I know, right? Joining the lot in the 40s crew. He's an old man. Practically decrepit. You can tell him that I said that. We are both in the same month. We are, my Twitch bestie is also's birthday's in May, but I am still a very young 30. Guys, how old am I turning? 4? I think 34. Anyway, no, it was a sneeze. It just sounded like it was a sharp, a sneeze? A snart. I don't know. My old rec soccer league was named ARP because we had the oldest team in the league. Oh, AARP. Gotcha. That's great. We, what was it called? Oh, I can't remember. I've had some really funny, like Masters Leagues Ultimate teams. They're always great at coming up with names. Maybe that's why Joy was so fixated on ball. Maybe. I didn't even hear any of the things that were going on. All right, here. I'm going to see if I can balance this on my knee for a little bit. So far away. Does this still sound okay? I feel like it's better if it's lower. But my arm's getting tired. June 7th or June 29th. Oh, okay. 40s is a decade where you just don't wait. Peachy, are you in your 40s? So Shaky's decrepit. What am I then? Beautiful. It's just Shaky. 37? 45. I hope I didn't screw up by starting that in my... Oh, the decade that you... I can't remember what Peachy said, but... Oh, that you don't give a shit anymore? Checks out. You'll be 48 this year. You feel like you need to go to a retirement home? Nah, not even in your 50s. A sneeze? A snart? Yeah, we're combining it. Never mind. You know what we're doing. I'll take joy in that. To be fair, he has been decrepit for a while. Yes, yes, yes. This is true. Adds schneeze and schnart to vocabulary. No, you're not. Are you 39? Is this the year? Is this the year of the 40s? If you're not being picked up on Joy's mic, you're not talking loud enough. Am I not? Should I start screaming? One college intramural league for soccer was named TBD, and after the first week, the other team didn't show up. The league just made us change our names. Oh, that's funny. You turned 40 past December? Heck yeah. You turned 39 apparently, had the year wrong. That's not even, you're not even that close. 37? You're rounding way up. I thought I was 32. Wait, am I 30? Yeah, no, I thought I was 32 because then I wanted to try to make it to New Zealand for my Hobbit birthday. When you turn 33, or when a Hobbit turns 33, that's when they're considered an adult. So I was like, ooh, for my Hobbit birthday, I want to go to New Zealand and blah, 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 blah. And then chat ruined my dreams by telling me that I was actually older. Oh, Nick, I don't need one now. It's okay, but thank you. I'm just holding a little sand. I think it will work better when we can hook it up to the Go XLR too. I think part of it is just it's kind of turned down a little bit and I couldn't figure out how to turn it all the way up. And yeah, because I actually do like the stand, and I think if we're doing podcast stuff, it'll be perfect. But Tiz quick stop streaming. Shaky's about to come in and lurk. Oh, is he streaming? Do I have to go lurk in his stream for a second before? Gotta continue my streak. It's exhausting. I'm on 20 something. Oh, here we go. Here, hold on. Is someone talking shit? I'm on 24. I'll say, oh. Oh, he's bitching about. Okay, they're complaining. I'll tell them later. Well, we'll go in there later, but I'll lurk so I get my watch streak is at 24. Yeah, I'm kicking his ass now. Zenith, how's it going? Welcome in. 5 stream streak. Your wife is 40 and I tease her about it all the time too. Fuzzy, you're only 32? Little baby? 45? Nice. I feel like we're kind of all over the place. Who's the youngest? Well, no, we probably not youngest. That would be it. I was gonna say, who's the babyest? Because I feel like most of us are anywhere from 30s to 50s. Do we have any 60s? Who's still in their 20s? I know Vinny, Ozzy's. Ozzy's 27. Sir Nick doing the support. Yeah. You need to make phone calls for work. Okay, sounds good, Rogie. Thanks for hanging. Chat ruined your dreams because you can't remember your own birthday? Yes. It's always chat's fault. Real, it's 41 in February. Still convinced someone's math is wrong because aren't I supposed to feel adulter? But right? Well, don't trip over it when you leave there. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. I was 33 in your stream, And then I missed, oh, for Stream Streak. It's been tough because I've been doing some like pop-up like hour-long streams, right? Hi, Sharky. Welcome in, love. I'm glad you like it. It was my spur of inspiration last second. I was like, ooh, cozy stream, tea, hanging out. And then it like, now I'm justifying the like no makeup pajama stream by adding tea in a fireplace, you know? It's like we're doing this on purpose. Which I obviously plan to do on purpose. How you doing, love? Sharky, the pictures of you and Cass for her birthday breakfast were so cute. Are you 31? That's why I used to call you old all the time. All right, all right. You might be the oldest. What am I revealing, Peachy? Oh, the youngins. Reveal yourself. I mean, you're wrapped in a blanket on a couch in front of a fire. This is old people. No, I'm not even on the couch. I really should, though. It's too bad the couch is heavy. Otherwise, I would just drag it over here. I'm sitting on a dining room chair. I really do need like a comfy, big old comfy chair. Oh, yeah, we got Spider Queen and Ozzy. I think we got the 20-year-old babies, but I think everybody else is pretty much 30s and above. You're making Joy some melty chocolate? What's melty chocolate? Is that like hot chocolate? Or literally just melted? If there's not gluten, then yes. If it's quite literally just chocolate, I know. I'm not on a couch, Chase. It's horrible. I'm not old. This is now our designated Brekkie plays. Wait, was that the first time that you guys had met? Hello, Merc. How you doing, you sweet, sweet bean? It's good to see you. I feel like every time I hang out with new people, I pick up their pet names. So, like, mine are, like, I say Darlin and Love and Sunshine a lot. Those are, like, my favorite, like, welcome in, Sunshine, or, like, hi, Love. But Joy says Sweets all the time, and I've started to say that a little bit. Miffy says Sweet Bean. And so there's, like, I've been, like, streaming at people's houses who have these, like, pet names that they call their people in chat, and then I'm collecting them. What do you guys want to be called? What's your favorite? We call Fuzzy Stinky, but other than that, sorry if this is loud. We're just readjusting again. I kind of like this holding the mic podcast mode. Been there once or twice. Oh, that's lovely. Crippy, you never have to apologize. It's always just wonderful to see you. Googled melty chocolate. Final result apparently increases. Apparently, one of my Prime things have a sound attached to it. It is my only sub notification. Al Pacino. Oh, great name. Thank you so much for using your Prime. I appreciate it. 11 months. Time to start sending your subliminal messages. Wait, for what? You say dearie? Madeir? That's what you use like in your stream? Like what come in Madeir? Why am I stinky? Because you call me stinky and grandma. And you're a butthead that's not gonna go to Birmingham to go see all your friends. And I don't get it. You also have a distinctive name? Oh, yeah. You can be Butt Flaps. Yeah, if you have a unique nickname, that can stick. But why are you gonna start calling? Oh, I'm going to start? I mean, do you want to be Toe Beans? I can call you Toe Beans, Mark. If you don't like it, I'm sure Joy will have yours also. I mean, the word chocolate is in it. I feel like if somebody doesn't like it, that would be confusing. Ranger, you think you're the oldest in chat? Hello? Be careful when you open the door because one of the lights is faced that way, so it doesn't open all the way. Ah, perfect. Thank you. I think it's quite literally chocolate that's been melted. Melty chocolate. Hold on, we must try the melty chocolate. You guys get far away, Tiz, for a little bit. Internet people IRL is scary. Fuzzy, you've never done it. Try. Come say hi. Your go-to for your little ones is Sweetums. I think that's so cute. Yeah, see, look, it's just... Come on, focus. Literally. Chocolate. That's melted. I wonder if it's Cadbury's? Just like chocolate in a different form. Jacob, welcome in. How's it going? Yeah, we're going to talk mindset here eventually. Right now, we're eating chocolate and chatting about dumb stuff, I guess. If anyone wants to trade for my nickname... Ah, Hedgehog, I thought you liked butt flaps. Yeah, Ranger, we got one, at least. That's Joy's fave. Is it just Cadbury? Just melted? That's so silly to me. I mean, it's great, but I don't understand why you wouldn't just eat the pieces of chocolate. It, like, turns into melty chocolate in your mouth when you chew it, right? So legit anxious about it? That's why I'm not coming? Do it anyway. Be brave. You survived some scary, hard brain things. I think you owe yourself some, like, I don't know, doing like, if you can survive that, you can survive meeting some random people, you know? Brie, you've met so many people from the internet successfully. Lovely people each time. Yeah, see? Everyone else, I've had like one or two experiences of people that, like, I didn't necessarily get along with super well, or I'm like, all right, these are not my best friends. But I've never had like a bad experience meeting anyone. Brain fallout is less scary than stranger danger. It's really not. You call your kiddo Bug. I love that one. He's my little buggy. Yeah, my mom actually used to call me Izzy B for the longest time. Well, she still calls me Izzy B. It's a bug of sorts. Mama Bakes. Hi, Sunshine. It's so good to see you, love. You met a few Twitch friends. Crippy, one day we have to meet each other. Are you going to go to any cons this year? Like, go to Dragon Con or something? Oh, you literally are saying, I want to make it to a TwitchCon or something one of these years. It is, yes. Yes, melty Cadbury chocolates. I've never done it, but it's Joy's favorite. So it's what she gets. I mean, I like it. I mean, it's still good, but I feel like it's just like a messier chocolate. Like, you might as well just eat the bits. Although it does make it like pudding. It's like a chocolate pudding. You don't like pet names, but it's because of childhood trauma. That's fair. So Asta, well, actually, I don't even feel like I've used them with you too. I think normally I do just use Asta. But thank you for letting me know. If anyone else ever, like, if it's something that you don't feel comfortable with, I think it's one of those things that I started doing really early on because, like, I don't know, it feels like a sense of community. But I know there's some streamers that really don't like to be called pet names. And I know there's some viewers that don't. So if, like, I ever call you something that you don't like, whether it's a nickname or a pet name or something like that, and you go, hey, can you please call me this? I will not be offended in the slightest. I would much rather you feel comfortable. Hi, Raymond. Welcome in. Ozzy, wish I had the funds and I'd be there. You had a friend you met through Facebook gaming like 20 years ago? Oh my god, why is my phone started ringing and it canceled out everything because my phone and my MacBook are combined. So everything disappeared on my computer. Eventually you were a bridesmaid at her wedding? I actually was thinking about the other day. I was like, if I ever get married, would I live stream it? And or, like, would people, like, I feel like maybe and I've not told her this, but I feel like if I ever did get married, like Joy is one of those people that's like become one of my like best friends, and it's like would these people from the internet end up being in things that are like really big life things like weddings and whatnot, you know? Crazy thought. I know, Mama Bakes, we got to meet each other. Are you going to be at TwitchCon this year too? Um, Skies, hi, Lovey. It's good to see you. Ooh, see, I like cuties too. I don't use cuties very often, but I like that one. We were just talking about using pet names and like what people prefer. You haven't met any Twitch people IRL, but some of them I've known longer than any IRL friends. How long have you been on Twitch then? Has it been a while? Are you going to be going to DragonCon or anything, PG? You finally met some TwitchCon IRL in November. It was kind of surreal. That's literally, maybe I didn't post it. I think I like Snapchatted it to some friends, but when Akari and Siri and I were sitting down eating breakfast one of the mornings, it's just like one of those really weird, surreal moments where I was like, it's so strange that here we are, like three people from three different countries that are sitting down and like just having breakfast together, like just very like mundane, still in our pajamas. I don't know. It's so interesting to me. If you're back in San Diego for TwitchCon, I'll send you a gift card since I may or may not. I actually don't think I'm going to go to San Diego this year. I think I'm going to go to DragonCon instead. I want to try to go to a different con. TwitchCon is in San Diego is so expensive, and I don't feel like I can justify another year of it for how much it is. Like if it was in a new place, at least it's like another travel place too, but to go to the same place over and over again, I'm like, Hi, Rimmer, welcome in. It's good to see you. You've never had a nickname before, and I'm really enjoying Sharky. Yeah? I would say, if you want another nickname, if you want like something new and unique, we can always do it. You like the beat it vibe too? The computer? You don't care what people call, only how they say it. So needless to say, you're good on anything. Actually, that's really true, Eclipse. There's some people where sometimes it feels fake or condescending or I don't know. So like for me, it's something that I try to do as genuinely as possible. But that makes sense. You like butt flaps more than you like streamers calling me, probably. Mm, I mean, fair. Mm, Nick, I think it was. Is it back to normal now? I think it was losing frames for a second because somebody was calling me on my phone, so it shut down stuff on my computer to pick up the phone thing. Oh boy, thanks, Ram. I think I might Eclipse. You grew up friend 7 years ago. We've never met. One lives 2 hours away. Fuzzy, you should just go. 2017, 2018? You're thinking about it, but you're working on trying to get a new car. Gotcha. Skies, you've met lots of Twitch friends IRL too. And has it always been well? Therapy is changing more how I see my trauma. I always said I will never fall in love, but I'm not sure about that anymore. Asta, I love that. I I mean everyone's experience is different, right? Like whatever your trauma is, whatever life experiences you've been through, like it is always no two experiences are going to be the same and you get to choose what you do with your life. I think my thing is for me life is about exploring and I mean it might sound cheesy, but I kind of subscribe to the like never say never sort of saying of like you don't know what's going to happen in your life and maybe your thoughts and your feelings will change and maybe you'll like to do something different or you just you never know. I just try to be as open as I can to all of the different possibilities that might come my way. What do you usually think people from other countries do for breakfast? Well, no, but it just like the fact that we had met each other online and then we're here in one place together, like it's just like a cool surreal feeling. I get everyone eats breakfast. I have you on my side monitor, so I can't be for certain. I think it's back to normal. I think it was just the phone call, which I'll try to put my phone on do not disturb, but I don't think it'll work. think it'll still ring, but I don't know. You haven't been in the army? I've been called most terrible things, but lovingly, and been called nice things, but dripping with sarcasm, malice, whatever. Yeah. The military definitely does a lot of that. I couldn't see love as being useful because I was just surviving my trauma. Yeah, well, and I think there's that whole saying, like, you have to work on yourself before you can find yourself happy with others. It's like that whole, like, put on the airplane, right? Like, put on your mask before assisting others. I think there is some merit to that. But I also think that, like, at least for me, one thing I've experienced in my life is that I feel like I'm pretty secure and confident with myself when I'm by myself or when I'm alone. It's when I'm in relationships. So it's like when I'm interacting with another person that a lot of my trauma and things pop up. And so for me, it's like I almost need to be in relationships to work on the things that I want to change and grow. And it takes time and it takes the right people, and it's always going to be a work in progress, right? But I think it just kind of depends. Yeah, Ram, it sounds like the whole like Aga and Nikki and Mift and there's a couple other people like Salsa I feel like usually goes, and Liz. I think a bunch of them are maybe going to Dragon Con. And so that's kind of like I still haven't met but I will get to meet Liz at TwitchCon in Europe and EU this year. But yeah. I subscribe to always try something once. Yes. Especially even with food. And sometimes twice. Because like your tastes might change. But always try something once is definitely something I also agree with. Okay, we finished the melty chocolate. It was melted chocolate. It was good. I feel like just the like consistency of it is more of a pain in the ass than it's worth. Like I'd rather just put a piece of chocolate in my mouth and eat it. You've had a semi not great experience. But every other experience was amazing. I met my favorite people in line, including my partner. See, Sky, I think that's the thing is that like not every experience is going to be perfect. You're not going to get along with every single person you meet. But the like if you keep putting yourself out there, I think the good outweighs the bad, and that's also how you like learn and explore and figure out who are your people. So I like it. Best partner is the one who will be your mirror. Mm, I think yes and no. After just getting out of a relationship or leaving a situation where we were each other's mirror, I think there's a little bit of I don't know. I don't know if I believe that anymore. I used to. That used to definitely be like, yeah, it's great to have like your mirror. I think it's great for learning. I don't know if it's great for long-term relationships. Personally. And we can have a discussion about it because I love talking about this stuff. This is what we're doing in Mindset Monday. Maybe we're talking about Mindset Monday relationship edition. But guys, I want so badly. Are you maybe gonna go? You're gonna leave you a little lurk? You just started reading. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so excited. Mama Bakes. I still haven't finished book 7. But that's super exciting. It was good meeting up with online friends. Rotterdam last year was amazing. I met some Texas peeps here. That's amazing. Never try skydiving without a parachute, not even once. True. There are some things, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, Ram, you're gonna get that job. Eventually it will work. It'll work out. That's fair. Okay. I might go to TwitchCon. Yeah. I think that's perfect too, Asa. You can go check it out and then be like, nope. They are like one of my few 5 stars reads for last year for sure. And I haven't read 7 because although the new one's coming out soon, but I didn't want to get too far ahead, not having read it before. Have you been in almost exclusive relationships where I was there? No, am I getting another call? Where'd my OBS? I don't know what it's doing. And it felt one-sided. The biggest thing I look for is mutual effort and communication. That would be kind of a fun question to ask is what is the most important thing or like quality, whether it's one word or a trait, but what do you think is the most important thing in a relationship? Okay, tell me then, because you have to figure it out, right? I think a mirror is a great partner because I feel like they can see. Well, I guess it depends on your definition of what a mirror is then, Peachy, too, right? Because you're saying you think it's a great partner because I feel like they can see what you can't see in yourself, but you also have to be open to that reflection. Yeah. Oh, well, so maybe being a mirror is a good thing as long as you also have very good communication and you're both able to sit in the uncomfort of doing that work. Because I think for me, at least my experience, well, which was really tough too, because one of us was an avoidant. So there was a lot of like issues that would come to light, but then it would never get fully discussed and talked about, right? So it's like I could see the things that I wanted to change, but it also doesn't, you don't always want to, like, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you don't always want to be the only one changing. Like, if you're the only one working on things and it doesn't feel like your partner is meeting you halfway, then I would rather somebody be different and us complement each other in our differences than to mirror one another, if that makes sense. Oh, hell yeah, you have to be very uncomfortable with those conversations. Holy hell, the amount of therapy to move through that. Yeah. And so I think that's true. I think there's like a time and a place for those kind, but it also people have to be open to that, if that makes sense. We're all back from ads. Hello, welcome back everyone. We're talking about what we think the most important thing in relationships is. Like what would be your number one thing? The ability to communicate freely. Yep. I think Nick, we're kind of on the same so I guess mine would be communication. But I also think my other one that I've added recently, and it never was a big thing for me growing up, but laughter and fun. The older I'm getting, the more I would rather remain to like play. I've been reading a book, the most recent like mindset book I've been reading is it's called Play, and it's about the scientific reasoning behind it and how much that changes your mindset and how you live your life and things like that. And I think a lot of people as they get older lose the ability to just like be really silly and goofy and have fun. And so like for me, I think that's another piece of it that is important. Last girl I went on was appalled that I've never gotten a birthday present from a partner. Oh my god. Rogi. And I was like, you know what? That is pretty bad. Yeah. I think you need to get a more considerate partner, potentially. Just maybe. Oh, you don't have to be the same mirror, but like you can be different, but a mirror reflects who you are, not so much as being. I like that. So it's less um Toop. Uh no, but thanks for offering. Um yeah, I think a lot of times people say like someone is your mirror, like if they're very similar to you, but I think maybe it's that they can pinpoint the things that maybe you need to work on, but being able to communicate that in a way that you can be receptive of it, maybe. Someone spicy. I thought this was Mindset Monday with the biting the necks. I mean, I guess that's a component of Mindset Monday. You know, maybe that's what they find most important in relationships. Making someone laugh is important for sure. Yeah. Communications really it gets aggravating when people try to spare your feelings and don't say anything or don't want to have eclipse. You know what's funny about that too? What I've noticed is I tend to get along better with other neurospicy people, and I didn't realize like I mean I've been undiagnosed, and so for my entire life I didn't understand why people didn't communicate the way that I communicated. Like cuz I'm blunt. I will share all my feelings about something. I will ask them questions about how they're feeling. Actually, that's something I've had to get better at. I used to just share without asking as much. And so I think asking questions and being curious is also another really, really important thing. But I think that I don't know, that I just wouldn't understand why people wouldn't tell me things. And I think now that I'm finding more friends whose brains work the same way that I am, it's so freeing and it feels so much better. Crippy, in your personal relationship, my wife and I couldn't be more different. Personality type, interests, how we handle uncomfortable situations. It's had its challenges, of course, but it's brought so many interesting positives that I didn't expect. I know every relationship is different, but it works for us 13 years in. Yeah, what would you say the best part about having so many differences is? Like, do you think you guys help each other see the world differently or try new things? Or do you have a favorite part of why you enjoy it being different? The amount of cackling my wife and I do, we sound like crazy people half the time. Right? Like, if you can laugh about the dumbest, stupidest shit, I think that is a great relationship. You spent the last few years of not settling, and I haven't had a girlfriend since 2022, but I've come to realize being a rebound is not fun. No, you never want to be someone's, like, not even choice, right? Like, it's like a backup option. Careful, you might turn into a gremlin. I feel like that sounds like more like a vampire, you know? I think the thing that people would find the most important in a relationship is something that they might feel they have missed previously. I think you'd have to not have something in order to consider it important. That's a good point. I do think that like so this is a random tangent, but like my cousin when I was there was talking about how she really liked this boy. She's like 14 or 15, right? And she was talking about how she really likes this boy. And she was like, yeah, but I can't date because I need to work on myself. And I told her, I was like, you know what? If you feel like you need to do that, great. But also, I was like, girl, you're young. Like, half of what this is exploring and figuring out what you like and what you don't like. And so I think sometimes going through relationships where you go, oh, I'm not okay with this, or like, this is something I really like, helps you to get in better relationships or gives you more informed decisions of like what you want in the future. This is the Tiz show. We don't care about your feelings. Just what do you mean? Oh, you're talking about when I'm just not asking questions? Listen, I've gotten better at it. It's a neurospicy thing. I don't know. You miss something if it's never been taken. Yeah. And also true for things that you've never had to begin with. Right? Like sometimes you don't even realize that you want something until a relationship gives you that. And then you go, oh, I can't believe that I've put up with this many relationships without this for this long, you know? It's nice to have similarities in some aspects, but having those differences also will give you a different perspective in life as well. I also agree that having fun makes the journey in life, in a relationship, a lot of fun and a joy to be around something that you look forward to for years to come. Yeah. My wife and I are the same, very different, but been together for 15 years. Oh, Jonah, is yours, did I miss it? Ah, it was right there. I accidentally jumped. I got distracted by the biting your neck comment. Um, it says, most important quality for me is kindness. So many of our experiences at this age have made us jaded, but it's completely robbed us of our kindness. I would agree too. I think, and I talk about this a lot, but I think there's a difference between being kind and being nice. Because to me, being nice is sometimes a little bit fake. Like you can be really nice to somebody, but I think kindness can still show up in a way that like you can be kind to somebody and that can still be involved with setting boundaries or like saying something you're not okay with or whatever it is, but I think that's really important. But I like that one. All right, sorry, this might make a noise, but I need to turn this so it's not getting unscrewed. Okay. Apologies if that was just noisiness. Pixelated, welcome in. How you doing, love? Good to see you. All right, have I been in Shaky Stream long enough? Make sure I'm getting my streaks over here, you know? We're having a competition with this. We're seeing which one of us can have the longer streak. He's losing by a lot. Yep, there he is. Oh, wait, hold on. We'll get back to our discussion. I'm loving this discussion, but I just hit 25, so we're gonna give him some shit. You can maybe hear it.
Everyone is like, Wales like, we want to fuck off that way. Scotland's like, we want to get out of here. Ireland are like, well, we're separated by an ocean. If she comes, is she gonna say anything? Is she gonna say anything, or is she just
What should I say? Should I say anything?
Is she just flexing her 25? Is she just flexing her 25? Is she gonna even say anything?
I don't even think. I feel like I shouldn't say anything.
She's streaming at the moment. Tiz is.
Should we just
She's
not?
just flexing the 25. And she's not even saying anything. Pinge on the 80? Oh, fucking damn. No, don't. Because I've already had.
We'll just do
I've already
that.
had a domestic with Anna today. I can't have a domestic with Tiz. Between.
I'll just do an emote of his
Anna
like little clappy
and
face.
Tiz and Joy, I can't do it with all of them. There she is. Yeah. Hi Tiz, thank you for the stream streak. 25. Pinge on 80. Yeah, Ireland, Scotland, Wales.
Right.
They don't even fucking want to do anything with England.
We just had to take a little detour for a second, you know? Was that way too loud? Was Shaky just break the old eardrums? All right, let's see. So we're talking about relationships, everyone's favorite part of relationships, what you guys really enjoy, offering some insight, all of the things. All right, and Crippy says we were talking about the aspect of being different in relationships, and Crippy says I've definitely been more outgoing, loud one, while she's been the quiet introvert. When my social battery does drain, she's such a a place of peace for me. And she's expressed that her social circle grew when we started dating and met some of her absolute best friends because of that. Oh, I think that's perfect. Like, you guys help each other get out of your shell while also being a safe space. Yeah, dating boys really opened my eyes to what I didn't want. To give some context to that, Peachy now has a wife. So, you were like, yeah, no, I don't like these things. Midnight, I've only had one real girlfriend, so definitely date more. Wait, Midnight, aren't you married? And never being nice to you again? When were you ever nice to me in the first place? I mean, you did bring me melty chocolate and tea. Completely agree on the differences between kindness and being nice. Yeah. I reconciled with my boyfriend. We did a lot of talking and reflection. He realized how many things tended to come off incorrectly and is willing to work. Oh, wait, because Brie, you told me that you guys recently separated. So you guys are back together? And had to realize that I tend to bottle stuff up and not admit when things are bothering me in the moment. And it had built up to where I would blow up altogether. So I'm willing to work on all of our things together. I think that's actually super important. And that's really big of you to acknowledge that, like, I do think in relationships, there are many times that people blame the other person. Like, it's really easy to sit in a relationship and be like, you are doing this and you do this and you do this and you do that. One of my biggest here, actually, this is okay, I'm going to get on my Tiz soapbox here for a second, but my biggest piece of advice for anybody in relationships is, if you're having a discussion, to never say you do this and come from a place of like, I am feeling this way. And it can be like, you can point out like what makes you feel a specific way, but saying like, let me try to think of an example. So you can be like, I felt really hurt when you left today without saying goodbye, right? Like that's an action, and you're saying how I felt about it. But sometimes I think people will be like, you, like saying that an action or an intention behind it, be like, you were doing this today, or like you were being really pissy with me and you just left without saying goodbye to me. And so rather than you explaining what you're saying, you're like telling somebody how they're thinking and behaving. And I think what happens is when we use too many of like these you statements, like you're doing this and you're doing that, people tend to get more defensive and they try to be like, well, you do this, right? And then you just go back and forth and nothing gets resolved. And so I think one of the most important things is to always lead from a place of, hey, this is how I'm feeling and this is what's going on. And I think, Brie, that's a really wonderful point, that little things can also build up, and then it'll all come out at once and you're like, well, this is not who I want to be either. So learning to communicate in a way that those things don't pile up is really important. Akari, for you, being both nice, kind, and respectful. Yeah, yeah. I was really hoping that he'd put on your stream and we'd have an infinity loop. The shade. Yeah. Shaky and I have been going back and forth with this stream streak thing forever. Hi, Spellbound. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate you being here. Wow, you're such a friend, Tiz. I know. We're besties. Hi, G. Welcome in, love. It's good to see ya. We get to see ya soon. Yeah? Boys, ew. I'm not always nice. No excuse, but people don't want to understand not to follow me when I'm angry. Well, but I think there's a difference too between being nice and being kind again, right? Like, it can be kind to set your boundaries. Be like, hey, I am not in a place where I can have a conversation right now, so please give me space. You only had one big relationship and being very accepting. Maybe I should be more. I want. Well, Akari, I think what's really important is there are two sides to a relationship. And even if you, like, I think, how do I put this? I think it can be really easy to be like, no, 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 I'll do whatever you want. But I think everyone at our like core, there are things that we want from our lives, from relationships. There are like, even like what you want to eat for dinner. Like everybody does have at least a little bit of uh, an, an opinion or a preference. And if you always cater to other people's needs without saying what you want, I think that's where the resentment starts to build up. So if you're always doing, like, honestly, I think that happened with Nande and I a lot, was that there was a lot of, I am very outspoken about everything that I want. So I'm like, well, I want to eat this, or I want to do this. I'm going to go here. He'd be like, I want to do this. And I'd be like, I don't want to. Right. But rather than it being like, hey, I want to do this. And then if I said no, going, you know what? I feel like we do your things a lot and I'd really like to do this for a change. There wasn't that communication piece. So then I think there was a lot of resentment that started to build up because it felt very one-sided for him. And I totally will take ownership for that because I'm a Taurus. I'm a little bit stubborn and I can be a bull in the china shop and be like, well, nope, this is what I'm doing. If you don't want to do this, then I don't want to. So there's definitely a lot where I've learned that I can work on my consideration and being more accepting of doing things because my partner wants to do them, not just because I don't want to do them, you know? I need to recognize that it's not fair to hold it in when something's off for me, and I need to learn to get over the fear of not being liked for having conflict. Yeah, I think conflict is great. And sometimes you can have fun with it if you know how to communicate well and do it in a healthy way. Women are softer. That's my 2 cents. I would agree. I think they can also, at least in my experience, tend to be a little bit more emotionally intelligent. Not always, but many of them. So instead of saying you keep committing arson, I should use the amount of arson occurring is making me uncomfortable. Or, well, no, you can say, I feel scared when you keep lighting the house on fire. Would you please stop lighting fires? Not, you're such a bitch for lighting fires in the house. It becomes a criticism instead of how you're feeling. Yeah, a criticism or a judgment or a blame game, which then gets met with defensiveness or retaliation. And instead, you want to be able to have a productive conversation where people's feelings are heard and acknowledged. A thing I read and like is it's not you versus the other person, the other person. It's you two versus the problem. Yeah, if you're in a relationship, you're part of a team. I saw something recently the other day too, was the concept of, actually, here, I will tell you this. This is important relationship advice, but I'm going to catch up on chat and just make sure before I move on and my ADHD get distracted that we read this. Criticisms break down the relationship foundation. Goddamn Gottman. The amount Gottman videos I've watched. It's lovely to see you as well. So excited to see you in a couple days. Yeah, so soon. My partner is perfect. I don't know how I managed it, but I'm happy. Yeah, my wifey is perfect too. I would agree, Nick. People know that boundary and still break it will protect myself, even though if it means losing a friendship and my well-being. Yeah, I think. I mean, you attract the people that you want in your life, and if they're not working for you, that's what's important, right? But I think there also needs to be a little bit of a two-way street to like understand why somebody is the way that they are. But if you have a hard boundary and somebody's breaking it, yeah, I would agree. Women emotionally intelligent? Some are. I'm saying they tend to be more so than many men that I have met, but not always. I feel like there are many people in the world that are not very emotionally intelligent. Got it. Thanks. Yeah. Are you running into that problem lately, Chase? I understand wanting to do things with your partner, but it doesn't need to be everything. I think that's actually a good point too. I'd rather do something on my own than with somebody who doesn't want to do it. I think having your own interests and doing different things is also really important. Tiz equals soft and emotionally intelligent. Listen, I'm working on it. Cat, I want one of those snuggies so I can walk around all the day being like, I'm the Grouch. He's my favorite Sesame creature. It's great. You should get one. It's fantastic. Also, Kat, I've been meaning to tell you, I really appreciated. I know this is super random, but like when you popped in the other day and you were like, "Oh, your chi, I like it just feels better." Felt so validating. And I know that's really random, but I was just like, that actually makes me feel really good about like things have been scary and stressful and hard moving and being in a new space and doing all the stuff, but that just like the fact that other people feel like they recognize a change in me getting out of the situation that I was in feels really good. So, anyway, appreciate you. Aren't we lucky, Tiz? I know, right? I think it's fair to say about emotional intelligent. Yeah, maybe not so much of the soft part, but I feel like I'm decently emotionally intelligent. There's still things I need to work on, but I understand a lot. Hi, Tactical. Thank you for the lurk. Asa, anger disorder, and I feel it coming up, so I walk away and they shouldn't follow me because I black out and I don't know what to do. And you don't want to hurt anyone, but they'll follow me and keep putting shit on the fire. Well, maybe a big thing to remember is when you walk away, maybe saying something too if you're able to. Because I think I've noticed for at least in my situation that I had in my last relationship, he would walk away from things. And I think there's the natural human instinct to want to fix things. So I would follow sometimes and we would get in these giant fights. And I think if he was able to just tell me, hey, I need space, give me 20 minutes, then that would have changed a lot of things. I'll say you do, but they'll not. Yeah. And then again, that's when it's about surrounding yourself with the right people. Emotional intelligence in this economy? This is not. Actually, I don't think that's true though, PG. I definitely can be in a lot of situations. I think I pride myself in showing up the way that I want to show up, and I will definitely speak my mind, but with people that I feel safe around. And there is a soft side. I think there's a soft side to everyone. Your spiciness tells me otherwise. Listen, I can be sassy and sarcastic all the time, but there always is. People contain multitudes, you know? Okay, my piece of advice though. I saw something recently that was talking about in relationships, a lot of people put like but into fights. Not buts, but. So like if you explain something, it's like, well, this situation, but I did this and that and this, right? And you get in these arguments back and forth of who is right, or you know, I mean, I knew you guys were gonna say that if I didn't call it out, so I figured I might as well say something about it first. It's like I'm feeling hurt, and then someone will be like, well, but it was your fault that you did this, and you're like, well, but you did this. And I think sometimes there are these conversations that will be going back and forth in that way, and it really needs to be more from the perspective of and, because very little, or very unoften, sometimes when I have too many thoughts going on in my ADHD brain, it's hard for me to like put words into sentences to explain all of the things that are happening. But basically, people think that they are right and that their opinion is what matters and they are 100% correct and blah, 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 blah. And I think a lot of fights come from, and a lot of conflicts in relationships happen when you think you were in the right and you'll be like, well, this is, I said this. And they'll be like, no, you didn't. You said this. And I think one thing that's also helped me in having these communication things is realizing it's and, that like I might think this and this is how this person feels. And you might be 100% that like, no, I did not say that, or I didn't do this. But the other person might be 100% sure that they heard it a different way. And I think knowing that two different things can be true, even if it's not actually true, like if you watched a video back of a situation, you could go, okay, this person is actually in the right. It is true for that person's reality. And I think that rather than fighting against the way that people see things, it's more about recognizing where things are different and coming to a conclusion and a resolution than it is about proving which one of you is more correct, if that makes sense. Um, Soft in the sense that you don't seem hostile or have unwarranted malicious intent. Well, I think that's definitely true, but I think my personality typically is not soft. I'm not usually a soft, sweet person. Like my mom was like, I don't know if I would call you sweet, but I definitely can be with the right people. Maybe it'll be witnessed. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? We'll see. I avoid saying but during conflicts. I have to say and then I have to reframe whatever I was arguing to begin with. I'm leaving. Peachy, we just have the same brain. It's fine. That means that we both just give really good advice, right? I said that. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's really hard. Words are hard. You're doing great. Thanks. Cat, I can see aura and light and lay swirly lines around people. I don't know how it happens. Probably from trauma, extreme events. Took a while to understand and be taught what I'm looking at. Optometrist said my eyes are normal, but yeah, I noticed yours changed upon traveling. A different rhythm, different breath. Colors look better. Your meridians started unlocking, even though your muscles may still have an ache. Yeah, muscles actually still are. It's you know what's really interesting, and Kat, you might find this interesting too. I almost wonder, and I'm very much somebody that like I love tarot cards and horoscope and star sign things and all of that. I take everything with a grain of salt. Like for me, or like energy of the universe and all of that kind of stuff, I think is very it's there's the people that love science and go all of this stuff is bullshit and I just love in the same vein of like try everything once that we were talking about. I like just being open to different perspectives and different ideas and like who knows, you know? Um so there are some like woo woo things that I just find really interesting or like this idea of energy. And one of the things that I wonder is like there's also a book that I read recently. This all ties. I know I'm getting a little ADHD here, but it does all make sense. It ties together. There's a book called The Body Keeps the Score, and it talks about when trauma or things happen in your life, your body can hold on to that. So like even if you don't think about this trauma or something doesn't happen, you still will like have a pain or like you'll still react or feel a similar way or like obviously like your body will get stressed and like PTSD and things like that is caused from your body remembering even if your mind does not essentially. Um and so it's been interesting because one of the things that I was thinking about is being in the last space that I was in, I started having the worst chronic back pain. Like it was to the point that like I couldn't even bend down to tie my shoes for a really long time, and I kind of like worked through it and it got to the point that it was like tolerable, but like I still have it and it still has been painful. And so one of the things that I'm curious of is whether I felt like emotionally stuck and whether the space that I was in last time, like Nande is wonderful and I appreciate him for so many things, and I think we will be really great friends for a really long time. We have Cerberus together and there are a lot of wonderful pieces from it, but I also don't know if we supported each other and the things that we wanted to do in our lives in the best way. So I there's part of me where I almost wonder if us being around each other and not being right kind of aggravated these things. And so I'm just curious to see if like maybe my muscles and my body starts to feel better being in places where I feel a little bit more free. Because part of it too in Montana was like there's not a lot there, and the place that I was in was very isolated, so I wasn't able to like go out and have any other friends and do other things. And so I'm kind of like I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, and I don't go all heavy with those, but yeah, I respect all arts. Exactly, Kat, exactly. Someone's angry. I also try to ask if they just want to get things off their chest and vent and then cool down. on their own or if they want to work through it. Yeah, I think a great question to always ask with anyone, whether it's friends or a relationship, is would you like advice or do you just want me to listen? I think that's my favorite thing lately because I think a lot of times, and especially as a neurospicy person, I think we tend to communicate in a way that is reflecting experience. So sometimes someone will tell you something or they'll share something and it'll make you think of a time. And the way that we, like many times, not always, but at least I know my experience is the way that I relate to somebody is by sharing a story where I like understand and I will be like, yeah, well, this is what this happened or this is what I learned from this experience. But sometimes people don't want that. Sometimes they just want to tell you. And so asking that question, yeah, exactly. You want my opinion or are you just venting? Yeah. Do you want me to just listen or would you like advice? You know? As soon as I finished typing it, you were talking about it. So I said I'm leaving. Yeah. But so the using and I think is super, super important. Well, I hope you feel at least a bit more free here. If not, you just have to let us know what you need to do. Yeah. Well, and so that's part of it is I think not only is it just different in that I think it's more flexible for where we can go and the people that are around and like the thing is like I didn't even have a gym. I couldn't even go to a space where I was around other people. Like I worked out at home. I both of us worked from home. We both worked out in the house. We didn't go anywhere else. So we were around each other 24/7. We never had any space. It was we never were around anyone else. So it was just like a space that felt very it started to feel very like stuck and trapped after a while. Even though we really appreciate each other, I just think that's not really a healthy situation for anyone to be in. Understandable, but that's also the reason I love Montana and the space and the nothingness calms my mind. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. For some people, I think it's great, but I also it's not. I need to have like more than just one person around personally. Um, you do the same too. And Rogi, I think I learned that from you at TwitchCon Vegas. It was a very good thing to learn. Which one, Rogi? Something's angry. Just asking them if they need to vent. Aw. You guys are learning things from me? Crazy. I'm gonna put this on a pillow. My other thing is, this would be fine if I didn't move so much, but the problem is I just get so fidgety. I'm like, sit this way, then that way, then this way, and then the mic is it sounds like you were in a pod in space. It's kind of what it felt like. It sounds suffocating. Yeah, a little bit. And that coupled with the fact that we were arguing a lot didn't make it easier. The need advice or just listen. Yeah, but not being able to have the choice to be alone. Yeah. Yeah, especially if you want to be alone and you can't, like, alone. It was like never being fully alone, but never being able to have other people too. Phil, hi. We technically don't need to walk kiddo to the bus stop anymore, but there's a structure in the morning to catch up with all the parents. Yeah, sometimes it's just sometimes people just need people. You just need to have and I'm an introvert through and through. I love being by myself. I don't like having to go out all of the time, but I also need some time and space to be by myself and then also turn around and go get coffee with a friend or like it's interesting because I think I actually do get energy with being around my types of people. I think for the longest time I thought that people were exhausting because I didn't have the right kind of people surrounding me. Another thing, as we're talking about relationships and getting along with people and all that stuff, there was a term, you guys might have heard it before, and I talk about this a lot, but I read a book. It was called The Energy Bus, I think. I had to read it when I was a manager at one of my jobs a long time ago. But it's actually a really interesting book, and it's really tiny. And there's a chapter in it about what they just call energy vampires. So essentially people that take energy from you. And so there's being really intentional of the kinds of people that you're around and making sure that you're around people that give energy rather than take energy away. Would it be crazy if the mic arms would just it too much setup time, okay? It would just be a pain. I'll do it for next stream. I'm liking our little cozy fireplace podcast mic arm. It'll be better next time. You know what would have been really cool, but this computer apparently was not down with it. I had jazz playing in the background before, and it was so nice. We were listening to it was just a fireplace with some jazz and chatting. You guys can go put jazz on here. Oh, here, hold on. I'll send you a playlist if you need. How do I send this? Hold on. Please hold. If you want some music to go along in the back of our conversations at the same time. Just kidding. I don't know how to copy and paste in a. There we go. I did it. I figured it out. Another thing that you can do into it is just say, I need you to listen and not to fix it. That's true. So rather than if the person doesn't ask the question, to be able to just ask for your needs. This is good. This is good. I was like, oh, I like that. I'm taking that from you. Perfect. You need a moment when you're an individual indeed. The looks I got just suggest going on a walk. Listen, I still went on the damn walk, Akari. I noticed for myself I wanted to start going out less when I started gaining weight and really, really self-conscious. My therapist broke it down for me and other mental stresses such as an INTJ. I thought I was an introvert thing. Turns out my depression had me doing what cats do when they retreat and want to hide. Honestly, that's actually a really good perspective shift too. I think there's a difference between wanting to be around people or not wanting to be around people and not wanting to be perceived because of our own perceptions of ourselves. Because I think the other thing too is people are always, or we are always going to be our own worst enemy, right? Like I think a lot of times people aren't going to be as mean to us as we are to ourselves. And I think sometimes it can even be better. Like you can go spend time with someone and then realize that you're like, wait, I am still lovable. Sad as that sounds. And then, yeah, when there's boba halfway. Yeah, you just need the sweet treats, you know? Energy vampires. You've used this in the past because we talk about it as like body workers with specific clients. Yeah. Energy vampires, the people that are just like for me, big energy vampires are like, I cannot stand people who are victims. There's that mentality of everything happens to me and I don't have any control of it. Because I am of the mindset that we are in control of almost everything in our lives. Not in the sense that you can't control everything that happens, right? Like things happen in our lives that are out of our control, but the way that we respond to them and the perspective that we have is all up to you, right? Like even if, I don't know, say you were hit by a car, you can't control the fact that the car hit you, but you can choose to be like, well, the car hit me and broke all my bones and I am going to be miserable and lay in this hospital bed for the rest of my life. Or you can be like, I'm going to do rehab and physical therapy and all the things that I need to do in order to be strong again or whatever it is. That was probably a terrible example, but it's the only thing that popped into my head right off the bat. You know, so it's less about what is happening and more how we choose to perceive and respond. Maybe I should we, here, I'll share. Did anybody actually click on the playlist? Should I say, I was going to say we could, if, or maybe if a mod wants to post it, you could say that music isn't working today. So if you'd like to put on some chill jazz in the background, here's a playlist or something. Oh, hold on. The kitten is in here and they're standing at the door, which means I probably should let her out before she pees. Piper, come here. Where you going? baby. Baby. You want to go outside? Piper is like the sweetest cat. She's like tiny too. She's a teeny tiny thing and she purrs all the time. But also, anytime I like go out of the room, she sneaks in here. So like it'll be like middle of the night and I'll go pee and then she'll sneak in here and then I'll have to like kick her out in the middle of the night because I'm scared that she'll need to like go pee and not be able to get to the litter box. Perfect. Thank you, Akari. I like it. The music is not working, but this is the flavor of the stream. If you want to have a chill sound. Well, no, PG, I'm on a MacBook. The command, oh, maybe I was using control instead of command because I'm so used to PC. I don't know. I don't know. You'd be mean to me if I went to DreamHack? No, I wouldn't. I promise, Fuzzy. Actually, I might be a little mean because you're always mean to me. But no, I would be nice. I promise. I would be sweet. Depression is a beast. The worst part to me is that you don't even notice that it's happening. I know. I think. Are we deviating away from relationship things and now we're talking about depression and mental health? 2025, I forced myself to go out at least one place that would interchange who I was, and there were people I know and people I don't. Oh, and that's the MMA gym. Just punching bags in a mat, and it helped. I think one of the biggest things when struggling with depression or mental health things is like, and granted, I think it all works in spirals, right? Like if things are going well, you're more likely to like eat healthier and work out and do more things that then help spiral you in a positive direction. And when things are going badly, it's harder to get yourself out of that rut. You more want to eat more gross food. You're like going to be more lazy. And so like trying to get that spiral going in the opposite direction is really, really hard. But one of the things that I think has helped me the most in staying out of my like depression pits is one, making certain things non-negotiable. Like exercising for me, whether it's, and it can be just going on a walk, but moving my body in some way is a non-negotiable. It's whether it's going to the gym, going on a walk, doing something, it's I need to have that happen or my mental health gets so bad so quickly. And so I just, in the same way that like say brushing your teeth at the end of the day or making sure you drink water or you'll die is a non-negotiable. It's you find that things are non-negotiables that you need for your mental health. So I think that's part of it. And then the other piece for me is trying to do new things as much as possible. And as much as it scares me, as much as I hate doing it a lot of the time, 9 times out of 10, when I go out and do something new, whether it's even just like going to walk in a new place or trying a new sport or doing something as scary as it is, the amount of dopamine that I get from that honestly makes me feel so much better. Um, Hoopsmacher, what's up? Fizz Tizzy, as we call her in the bay. How you doing? Fuzzy, if I promised to be sweet to you, would you come to DreamHack? Pivot. She says that after her mother said that she was not. Wait, said what, Akari? Hi, Vinny. Welcome in. How are you? It's good to see you, friend. You think you have to do less computer things if I want to get out and find other people in the wild to maybe find someone to have a closer relationship with? If you weren't lead mod, I would agree. I think only on Tuesdays and Thursdays. No, I mean that's part of it, right? Like sometimes there's things that we want, like we'll say like I want to make new friends or I want to find a relationship or I want to do these things, but then we don't actually do the actions that we would need to do in order to get there, like expose ourselves to more people or go to places where we meet more friends or, you know. Oh, the nice and sweet? No, I can actually do that. Guys, I'm much less of an asshole than you think I am. I'm actually a lot nicer in person than I am spicy and sassy on stream. How many people that I know are even going? I don't know. Who do you know? I mean, from the SBS, the Second Breakfast Society, it's Shaky, Guff, Crazy, me, Joy, Anna. I mean, if you go, you can actually go and look, Fuzzy. If you go to DreamHack Birmingham, if you go on their website and go to their creators page, you can see all of the like people who are creators on there specifically. Also, if you do decide to go and you buy a ticket, make sure you use the code TizFizzy because you get 10% off and makes me look like I'm a good creator or something. Did some air. Oh, I've always wanted to do airsoft. I've never done it. Actually, I convinced myself at one point that I was done with concerts because it didn't seem fun. Should have been a giant red flag, but I couldn't even tell. And there were a lot of red flags, a lot of flags that I couldn't see. Thankfully, I got help for context. I made it to 17 concerts last year because it's my favorite thing to do. I think that's also a really good point. Like when you start losing joy in the things that maybe you previously liked, maybe it's important to just check in with how you're feeling in the other areas of life. One of the things I've talked about this before on stream, but there's this thing called what do we call it? I think I've just called it the Wheel of Life. And I did say that I was going to post this in the Discord, and I still haven't. So I need to do that at some point. But it's something that I used to use in my coaching practice. It was just like it's a wheel and it has different aspects on it, right? So like spirituality, and religion, your like home life, relationships, work, environment. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but it's a wheel and you put a dot on the line for how successful you feel in each category, and then you can kind of look at like how fucked up your wheel looks. Like then you connect all the dots, and sometimes they're all like jagged, and the further out they are, the smoother your wheel is. And I do think that everything works in conjunction, right? Everything is connected. And so it's really important to if if you're feeling unhappy in certain areas of your life, it might not actually be that. Like it's not that you didn't like the concerts, it's that like you didn't feel good in your body or whatever it was, right? I think it's different for everyone, but for me it's just complicated. Yeah, well, of course, Asta. There's like the CPTS, like bipolar and auditory, like different things can make your experience from somebody else very different. And the way that you have to deal with that and the way that maybe you get support for it is always going to look different, but I think we still ultimately have the choice, and we need to choose how we at least try to show up. I wouldn't say that. What, that I'm not, that I can be nice? I just feel like it'd be super awkward. Fuzzy, what if you were? What is the worst? Okay, here's my thing about meeting people in person, right? What is the absolute worst thing that could happen? Like, you shit your pants, maybe? That would probably be the worst thing. But, like, if you really don't think that's gonna happen, do you know how many at these conventions, right? Half the people that go to these conventions is like they're going somewhere for the first time to meet friends online, and yes, what if I shit my pants? Well, make sure you bring a spare change of pants, right? You plan for worst case scenario. If you think you might shit your pants, bring an extra pair of pants. Easy. But But my point that I was going to make is so many people going to this, we feel like we are the only ones having this experience. Like we feel like we're going to go to a con or convention or we're going to meet friends online and we're like, well, what if I am just like this awkward, weird person? Just hard truth, gonna break it to you. We're all fucking awkward and weird. Literally everyone there goes, the reason we've met online is because we don't like talking to people in person. Everyone's fucking awkward. And it's okay. Wait, what makes me look good? Tiz is very nice, sweet, and kind, and is an awesome person in general. See, someone stands up for me. Thank you, Akari. Your wheel of life? That's called a bill for me? What you mean? Hi, Brock. It's good to see you, love. How you doing? You watched it last night, Peachy? You were Loki turkeys? Yeah, good old Peachies. Then you'd curl up and cry, though. Tiz would physically assault you. No, only Brock. Brock gets flicks to his forehead. Because that's what she's done for no apparent reason. No, it was not no apparent reason. It was a promise, if you're going to be a sasshole, I'm going to flick you in the head. And then you were a sasshole. So then when I actually forgot, though, and I was nice first, and then had to walk it back and flick you in the head. Brie, DreamHack is, it's just another convention. So they have DreamHack in Sweden. They're having it here in Birmingham. They have a DreamHack, Atlanta, and another one in, I think there's 2 in the States. But it's like another convention. Same thing with like Dragon Con or TwitchCon. It's a gaming convention. And my wifey is going to be hosting all day on, I think, both Friday and Saturday, which is pretty freaking cool. You have a professional support team, 12 people, therapists, counselors, people specialized. Yeah, see, and then also it's cool that like you are able to get that help and support that you need. Yeah, it's like TwitchCon, but focus more on games. I did not, Brock. Yeah, if you feel like you need to go up in flames, bring a gas can and matches. Prepare. You actually had a therapist tell me that I had depression, and it still didn't click. I went to psych to start ADHD meds, and she was also like, sounds like you might have a depression issue, and let's start with this. It'll help with both. And that brought my head above water enough that I could recognize what was happening, and it changed my life. And that was like 2 to 3 months before I saw you at TwitchCon. And then things have just kept getting better from there, Eclipse. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing, too. I think sometimes sharing our experiences can be really scary, and so I just want to say that I appreciate all of you guys, whether it's you just sharing what you find is important in your relationship, Bree sharing what's going on in your life, in your personal life, Eclipse, like this mental health, Asta, you're talking about it a lot. I think it can be a really tough thing to talk about, and I think if we can talk about it in this way that is healthy online. And as a disclaimer, like I used to be a certified health and life coach, but I am not a therapist. I am not. So like anything that I say is purely my own opinion. And if you ever feel like you need help and professional support, obviously finding therapists, psychiatrists, whatever it is that you need is important, and you should not rely on a Twitch chat. But I do think that sometimes having a community that is a safe place where you can talk about what's going on and not feeling so alone can help with a lot of things too. So, yeah, just my disclaimer post. I feel blessed because without these people, I'd probably be in a mental ward. And with the help of people, it gets a little bit better every day, right? Yeah, all the cans. Brock is asshole? No way. He's so nice. To me, at least. Brock, honestly, has come such a long way. And I'm going to talk about him as if he's not in chat and can't hear me. But, like, ugh, putting up with Brock at the beginning. No, but truly, I think it's insane to watch this amount of like sassy rudeness at the beginning to like how much you, I guess, because I know you can hear me, goes around and supports people on Twitch in so many different ways, whether it's like helping build castles on Enshrouded, or if it's through gifting subs, if it's just, being somebody who's there and lurking. I think that's honestly one of my favorite parts about Twitch is watching people change and grow, even if it's just through like Twitch chat, right? Like it's just a community where I'm experiencing most people through text. I've seen a lot of people just like change in a lot of ways in a very positive, good way, and I think that's really cool. Hi, Sneaky. You think the other one is in Dallas? Yeah, that sounds about right. Sneaky, it's good to see you. How have you been? The whole weekend she's hosting. The whole weekend. So wait, that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Is it on like one specific stage that she's doing it at? It helps me to talk together with people to help process. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it just like helps to just put it out there in a place where it feels safe. We come here for professional help. Professional neurospicy random help. Twitch chat is therapy. Yeah, yes. I think legally I have to say no. Just want more awareness for mental health societal, especially for men, because I think it's the group with the biggest stigma. Totally. I think what's really, really hard with men's mental health is that they're expected to be, you know, strong and stoic and not show emotion and be the caretaker and do all these things, or bring the breadwinner, whatever that's called. I guess women are technically the caretakers, but I think it doesn't create a space to be able to share when mental health may be poor, which I think can cause more problems. I think that was a follow sound. Did somebody just follow? Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I just am figuring out I don't have a Twitch activity feed. So if anything is happening that I miss, I apologize. My little MacBook screen is itsy bitsy and I can't see anything. I come here to be yeah, see, Brock, you like it. Better or worse than you just being nice to each other all the time? Yeah. What about our awkwardness in the beginning on a dining room chair? You've changed a bunch too. Are you talking about, wait, dining room chair? Oh, we're back in a dining room chair though. Look. Have I? You're about to go back to being a bad troll? Why? Just because I said nice things, so now you're gonna start trolling? Creators, gotcha. Brock's become a good troll. Still a troll, but like, it's from a bad troll to a good troll. I'm still feeling you out. Can't quite pin your awkwardness quite yet. Me? Listen, are you talking about in person? Like if you were to see me? I'm not. I'm perfect. I'm not awkward at all. No, sometimes I'm actually decently, like, people think that I'm extroverted. A lot of it for me is like sometimes I don't know what to say. Like it's that like, hello, what do you want to talk about? You know? You're good. Good to catch a stream. I know, I've missed you. Who needs emotional support stability when you could have a cheeseburger? I mean, that's emotional support stability in of a sense. But I also feel like that's a more of a coping mechanism than emotional stability, but you know, it's fine. Women are generally creators and men are providers. I believe it as it goes. Well, I think it's women are creators, but caretakers too, and men are supposed to be providers, is how they usually say. Perfect. She says, yeah, obviously. How we doing in the Tiz Henden? Why are we a Henden? I don't know if I like that. We doing good. We've been yapping mindset this whole time. I feel like we've had some good chats. We talked a lot about relationships. We've talked a lot about mental health. Do we have a new topic? I feel like we're starting to like, our last topic is kind of meh. Or not meh, but like petering. We're dying down. I have a fidget spinner in my pocket or something tactile when I'm talking to new people. Yeah, I think that's. Ooh, we could talk more about cons and what people do as like coping, because like with DreamHack coming up, and trying to convince Fuzzy to go to DreamHack and not feeling comfortable meeting people and worrying he's gonna be awkward and stuff. Is there anything that you guys do specifically that help you meet new people? If it's something that you're really nervous about, like Kat, I think that's a great tip, like having a fidget spinner in your pocket, something tactile. I saw it on your face when you just wanted to stay in bed last year. What do you mean? You're talking about when I was depressed or what? Is the MacBook struggling? Are we back? It might be because we're running ads, or also because maybe it's overheating. Let me close some web pages. That might help. Is it a little bit better? Hi, Ross. It's good to see you. You recently learned more about Omnivert, and it makes way more sense for me than an introvert. Yeah. Somebody actually just sent me a post about that on Instagram, and I was like, yep, checks out. Sounds like me. She's so much energy, and yet you're never actually in danger. Are you talking about me? I might actually be the one to think I'm in danger. Actually, you, Peachy, you might be in danger. You've given me so much sass. I recently saw someone mentioning that there's a new category. Yeah, the omniverts. And I think it fits Tiz 100%. I think probably. I need to crawl out of bed. My schedule's fucked, so I sleep whenever and wake up whenever. Brock, are you going to start? So you ended up not going back to that job, right? Are you looking for like a new one, or what are you doing now? I use jokes as a defense mechanism. I use sarcasm for sure. And then no one knows I'm sarcastic, and that's why I get along with British people better than people from the US. This might be a useful topic because I also worry about following people around like a lost puppy. Okay, actually I do have tips about that. Remind me to come back to that if I'm gonna catch up on other things, and then yeah. Fuzzy, go to DreamHack, or I will come to house and give you a hug May 27th to the 28th. Come hug me. My MacBook has been overheating lately too. I had to start pointing a little fan at it while I'm editing. This thing is like, it is like a 10 to 15-year-old MacBook too. It's old as shit. I know this is coming up soon, but I used to go to a con called LeakyCon, and I found it helpful for me to chat and join groups related to the con leading up to it, and chat with a lot of others going to help find personalities I got along with to meet up with at the con. I think that's a great tip too. Peachy. I can see why people would be nervous. The reality is that there's so many people who are also nervous to go there. There are enough places where you can just go and take your own space for a breather. You have to remember that nothing is expected of you. So you have nothing to deliver, so you can just be completely yourself. I think that is perfectly well said. And if you have a friend, you can also buddy up with them if they're also comfortable with that. Yeah. I think that's really, really well said. I think and going back to Fuzzy, what you were saying about being nervous about following people around like a lost puppy. When in doubt, ask questions. I think like being like, hey, I don't know anyone here. Is it okay if I hang out with you guys for a little bit? Is a great thing, right? Like I think as a streamer who has I compare it to the like mama duck kind of like analogy. There have been some cons that I've gone to where I feel like as the streamer, when my community is there, it feels like I will be going off doing somewhere, and then I'll look behind me and it feels like having a line of little ducklings of everybody that wants to come along and hang out. And sometimes it's totally fine. Sometimes we're all just like a community together and we're all wandering around. Sometimes, especially for, and this is just like context for anybody in communities, if you're meeting a streamer or if you're meeting somebody, sometimes they are there to work, and so they also have to do, and it makes it really hard. Like if a ton of people are following you around and you're trying to do networking and branding and things like that, sometimes, at least like for me in my experience, I am really nervous going and talking to like a representative from a brand, or like I'm really nervous to do these things. So if I am trying to do this kind of like networking and yeah, all of this like actual work that I need to be doing, but then also feel like I'm trying to mitigate the feelings and making sure everyone else is feeling comfortable who's around me too, it can be really hard. So I think one of the things, I mean, coming from a streamer, I think one of the things that would be really helpful is if you're in a community of folks, trying to meet other people that are in the community, right? Like if I were to meet up with people and everyone was get to drawn to like say hi to me, but then also while they're there, saying hi to other people in the community and maybe making friends, and then maybe finding like Nick was saying, maybe them having a buddy from there and being like, hey, I don't know if I know anyone. Do you want to hang out? Do you want to do this? Or like, it's nice to meet you. And starting to meet people in that way would be really nice for, I think, both the community and for the streamer and things like that. But I think a lot of it is just like asking questions, being like, is this okay? Meeting new people, um, being like, you can even let people know, be like, hey, this is my first con and I haven't met a lot of people and I'm just really nervous. And I guarantee that someone will be like, oh my God, well, here's a tip. Or, hey, have you met so and so? You know? You're still getting paid from that job and getting emails for supposed to go to Cali in April for training? It's all weird. Wait, you're still getting paid from it even though you're not even driving or doing anything? Brie, I should clarify that it was interactions on Facebook for me, but you know, interactions via social media in general helps. Yeah, that's true. If you don't want to be around people at con, you go one to the city instead. That, I think that's another point. Like if the con itself gets overwhelming, you can always leave, go do something else for a little bit and come back. Also within the cons themselves, a lot of times they will have rooms. Like they're catering towards people that maybe are not always comfortable with social interaction. So at TwitchCon, they almost always have a space that's made for, I forget what they call it, but they've had them either in separate rooms or separate areas that are for their quieter. They had one that was once, it was like a, I forget what it's called, but like everybody puts headphones on and you're all like listening to the same music, or you can choose which channel you want to listen to and it can be like calming stuff. and do different things and just like go into this room and chill. They've done that a couple of years. They've also done areas where you can go and like they have like coloring pages or like you can make they've like all the beads and you can make like bracelets or like keychains or things like that. So a lot of times there will be specific things at the con if you need a space to go like de-stress, if that makes sense. Um Finney. But I'm too lazy to convert it from real measurements to fake. No, 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 that's totally fine, Asta. The veggie burger. You're like, put a pinch of this, a splash of that. Peachy, I'm easily overwhelmed with crowds, big groups. I low-key shut down and just go quiet, become an observer, so cons sound exciting and overwhelming at the same time. And you know what? That's okay. If you know that about yourself, like you can always just be like, I'm just really quiet. Or you don't even have to say anything. You can just be an observer. You can be shy. You can recharge if you need to. And I think, and the other thing is if it's your first con, going and having, I think it's important to have no expectations of yourself and being like, okay, you don't need to be super social. You don't need to do anything. So you just go and you observe. There are so many people that will go and probably not to talk to an entire person the entire weekend. And that's okay too. Cons are super expensive. Flea market. I mean, sometimes yes. For me, it's more about the people that are there. Like I love going to cons to meet community members. It's really good for networking. It's good for me to meet brands to like get ideas for like upcoming games or upcoming products or whatever it is, right? Because but like it's also different for me because this is what I do full time. So being up to date on that stuff is always really important. Hi Deanna, it's good to see you, love. I can help you with networking if you like while Joy's on stage. I mean, I know how to do it. I'm just saying trying to network while also trying to take care of a lot of people is hard. My biggest fear going to Rotterdam was not really syncing up with anyone and just walking around for 2 days. But literally, the first event I went to, the people were there, made sure I was invited and included in the things that were going on. And I knew enough people that I was walking around on my own and I was always running into people like bouncing around. Right? Eclipse, like I ran into, we got off the train going into it and was like, hi, right? Like half the time, especially if you're around on Twitch and you've talked to enough people, it's like you will know people and you'll run into people all the time. And it's, I think it can be a really good learning experience and it can take a lot of growth to be able to like go up and just have conversations with people too. Usually we go around Joy, but she'll be on stage. We can maybe get contacts for her too. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll hang out with you a little bit. This is my job too, though, and I don't know if I want to be hanging out with you. See, that's worst case what'll happen if you go talk to a streamer. It'll be like how I am with Nick. Oh, I wish I could bro hang. Was she busy? Adopt me, please. And I don't take a whole lot. You had one-on-one conversations mixed in. Yeah. And sometimes you just get to sit there and listen. And that's okay. Imagine wandering around Birmingham. Well, yeah, maybe not the best place to wander. I think in the same convention hall, like MegaCon and something else is going on. So there's a lot. But Fuzzy, are you still thinking you might go? Maybe? Here's the other thing, too. The nice thing about cons, and Fuzzy, I know you were saying that you haven't met online friends IRL, and that feels really nervous. One thing about cons that I actually really like is, say if you were going to go meet up with somebody for the first time and you had to like organize like lunch or you were going to go meet somewhere, it is kind of your, like you were going there to hang out with that person, right? So you're like in this scenario for as long as it lasts. The nice thing about cons is that you are not roped into anything. Like you could walk up and say hi to somebody and then immediately turn around and walk away. Like everybody kind of has their own agenda and their own thing that they're doing anyway. So you're not really stuck in any social situation any longer than you want or need to be. So it's like you could say hi to someone, and if it feels good and you want to hang out with them and spend more time with them, you can. But also, you can choose not to as well. It'd be nice to have boys my own age. No one's your own age, Nick. You're so old. Guys, for any context, if you guys, I'm staying with Joy and Nick currently. Nick gives me so much shit. And so I've decided that I'm going to start giving him shit too. I want to go to TwitchCon, but you have a fear of big groups. Well, but like I said, Asta, you have the choice to like leave at any point too. The quiet room or chill zone, I think is what it's normally called. Hi, CJ. Good to see you. CJ, do you mind sending me a DM with the specs of the monitor? Because I think we might have found some other ones, in which case then you wouldn't have to drag the monitor to DreamHack and stuff. So I was just curious. But like obviously if it's like better than the other ones that we might be able to get, I might want to use it still. But potentially we might have found one that it sounds like it's maybe the same or similar. So I don't know if you can still hear me if you're here, but that could be noise. Yeah, like a silent disco. Oh my god, am I really far behind? No. We're close. I feel more pressure to stay at the convention instead of leaving because I paid for it and I should enjoy it, you know? I get that. But I think also you're paying for the chance to like see people and experience it. And even if you leave for like an hour or two or for however long, that's okay. There should be a section at the cons where extroverts can adopt introverts to walk around. It's like, go pick up your introvert. Everyone needs an introvert, buddy. A lot of conventions are starting to make quiet rooms for attendees to go hide in when needed. Yeah, exactly. I know the one near me has a quiet room when you need a place that's quieter. Yeah. And in cons, you can be very by yourself if you want to. Indeed. And PT just like people watching. See, I think most people do at these types of cons too. If I tell my therapist I want to go, she'll say yes. Really good exposure work. Yeah. So maybe it is. We go back. Who are you taking care of at cons? Why? They can take care of themselves. You do you, boo boo. Yeah, no, I realize that, but I mean, I think the more cons I go to, the more I learn how to make sure everyone has people around them and make sure they're safe, but also how to take care of myself. I think like the first couple Twitch cons I went to, I did the people pleaser thing where I wanted to make sure everyone was okay, and that was really hard because I felt like I was pulled in too many different directions and it was just exhausting when I'm also an introvert myself. Also, thank you for the follow. I heard a noise. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Follows are anonymous, so feel free to just lurk if you like. We were talking about how to handle cons if maybe you're a little bit nervous since we have DreamHack coming up this weekend. Wow, okay. I suppose I could tolerate you for a few minutes. Uh-huh. Exactly. Maybe. Not more than like 5, though. Anyone in chat going to TwitchCon Rotterdam? Fuzzy, you might? I mean, I think you don't have to go. It's not like you have to go the entire weekend. You could go, I think you could buy a ticket for a day and just go for a day, meet some people, and then leave. I do want to go. I don't know how many people are going though, not gonna lie. I literally just told you, go to Birmingham website and go look at the creator page. And so at least you'll be able to see all of the streamers, people that you might know. I think, Fuzzy, with as long as you've been online and how long you've been in the Twitch sphere, I feel like you'll probably know more people than you think you will. And you'll know me. I love how this conversation is bringing up a bunch of Twitch chatters' social anxieties. Yeah, but I think that's also something that's important to talk about because sometimes I think there's a lot of social anxieties or fears that people have about things that are bigger fears. It's not to say, how do I want to word this? I don't want to ever invalidate someone's feelings or the way that they feel, right? It's a real fear. Like being afraid to be in a space that you are not used to is valid and it's understandable and it makes sense. But it's also a fear. It's like how do I want to say this? It's like how there's things in our brain that say like from caveman days that's like our fight or flight mode when we get stressed about things, our body is wired to like feel like a lion or a bear is chasing us and we have to escape. And sometimes I think we still feel those fear responses even though the fear or the danger is not something that's going to kill us. Like, yeah, you had to run away from a lion or a bear so you didn't die. But now sometimes we have fear responses or things that hold us back from a situation that isn't life-threatening. And I think that working through scary situations is the same way as like training a muscle. If you have never done something that you like if you are afraid of doing something specifically but you've never done it, the likelihood of you feeling comfortable in doing that is very, very low. Whereas like if you are afraid to be around people and you start with baby steps and you like go to an event or like you do something, and the more you go to these things, the better you get at it and the less that you're afraid of it, because it's like you're training, it's like training a muscle to be stronger at said activity. And I think fear can be the same way. Like if it's not life threatening, why wouldn't you practice getting better at it? At least that's my theory with how fear has showed up in my life. You're gonna be making some food for Joy. Would you like some too? What food are you gonna make? Unfortunately, I've never found them interesting. Are you talking about cons, Ross? You mean like now when he keeps offering to bring you stuff? Well, okay. I guess he can be nice too sometimes. I give you shit? What shit? Like tea and chocolate? I give you fits in the gym? Oh, lifts? I was like, fits? Do we have new outfits now? What shit did I give you? The verbal sassy kind. Let's see what I can find. Oh, well, no, find online? Sure. Are you saying for like what specs the monitor is? I'm basically a fucking whimsical flower. You know, I don't know if that's what I'd compare you to, but sure, we'll go with that. I think while conventions can be very busy, it's truly not as jam-packed wall to wall as people seem to be. Granted, I have a small exposure to cons, and some may have moments of this, but overall, people are also spread out everywhere between panels and photos and autographs and shopping the sale floors, and it's busy and scattered about, and there's plenty of spaces one can find to stay out of the way from crowds when they do occur. Yeah, and I think what's kind of fun is if you are self-conscious, like you can kind of fade to the background, stand by a wall, and just kind of observe. It's like observing flows of fish, right? That are just kind of like schools of fish going around. Miss Forever, welcome in. Oh, so this is where Jenny leaves me to come back to. Hi, nice to meet you. Hi, welcome in, love. Yeah, Jenny popped in a little bit ago. But we also talk a lot about mindset and health and fitness and stuff. Right now we're doing a mindset Monday chit chats, mostly because I have a gaming PC here, but no monitor, so we're not doing any gaming currently. We're just doing chatting, but it's wonderful to meet you. And Kat, I'm the shy one where I go around with my girlfriend. She's got that Southern Belle charm, and I like being the shadow. See, and that's also just like another thing is if you can find a friend that does like the socializing for you and you can just be there to like enjoy the whatever the con or whatever's happening, but have somebody that you feel safe with. You went to your doctor's appointment in Jenny's stream and you come back and Jenny's not here. I think she had a haircut appointment. So she had to run really quickly, but it's nice to have you here. Have you been to any conventions? We're talking about basically like social anxieties that we might have at them and the different ways that we've learned to cope with them to make it a little easier, because there's a dream hack here in Birmingham this weekend. We're trying to convince Fuzzy to go. Yeah, I probably just do a day and drive home. Yeah, who wants to stay in Birmingham overnight anyway? CJ, yeah, you'll be back in Rotterdam though? No, ice. Tis where grown-ups adults playing for plane tickets and hotels and stuff. We need a handheld. Well, but listen, some people, it is their first experience. And yes, we can always take care of ourselves, but I do think it's important to still, at least for me, I like to make sure that people are taken care of. It's just like it's a kindness thing for me, is to like, I'm not gonna not take care of my own needs because of that. But I also do want to look out for other people and make sure that people feel comfortable and safe. Yeah, I don't know many people on there at all. Really? I'm kind of surprised. Sarah, thank you for the hydrate. I've been hydrating with tea because my water bottle is currently holding my camera up. Meeting people? My anxiety just went up mentioning that. Have you ever met anyone that you've met? Like, we're also, what started the conversation was if you've met any online friends in person before? Tis invalidating feelings? No, I'm just saying I want to make sure that we don't. That I don't. What? Are you saying that I'm invalidating you guys? Thursday we usually pick up badges and stuff. And I'm not sure what the plan is yet. Fuzzy, I'm really not, I promise. I go outside, but it still scares me. Hey, but you slowly get better at it, right? And you make changes with my hotel. I think I'm gonna get a private hostel instead. It'll be cheaper. Yeah, that's a lot of times. That's what I do. Brock, you should look at the Stay Okay hostel with the cubes. It was super cheap, especially if you do a bunk and you share with people. It's like 180 for the entire weekend. It's ridiculous. Miffy, in my experience, these events are full of people who are nervous but want to be present and explore fun. So it also results in a large group of people who want to watch out for you, protect you, check in on you. There's value in staying safe, of course, but everyone is looking to have a good time. So you just keep your chin up and smile, and it all works out. And if you actually need a second, just step away. Nobody's going to ban you from the event. They'll probably want to love on you. Exactly. I think everyone is like, everyone kind of feels the same way. I'm sure some people may have been to more cons and are more experienced, but like, that's also where that's really handy, because if it's your first time going, there's people there that can give you advice. That's called exposure therapy. I didn't. Yeah, it doesn't always. Yeah, not for everyone and not for every scenario. I think it depends on past trauma and experiences and fears and things like that. But I do think for some people it can really help. Especially if you've never tried it, right? Like, I think for some people, if it's never been something that you've experienced, yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it too, CJ. It's good to push your comfort zones just a little bit. No, Miffy, never apologize. We're doing tons of text walls in here today. On the topic of feeling awkward, I felt super awkward the whole time because I knew I was overwhelmed and being really quiet. But after the con, so many people messaged saying how much they enjoyed hanging out and the like, and it made me realize that maybe what I was feeling, or maybe I was feeling I was being more awkward than I actually was, or that those people just didn't consider it awkward. So for those on the fence, I say go for it. Yes. I think that's another like really good way of I mean, we are always going to be our own worst critic. So we may think that we are thinking and behaving in a way that maybe other people won't like, when really, like, we're just standing there and people didn't even notice. Not that we were standing there, but that we did something weird. People don't even notice you standing there anyway. It's fine. I'm gonna switch directions. My back is already getting sore from gym stuff. Pad thai, same as the other day. I would eat a little. I'm actually not too hungry, but it is 9 and we haven't eaten a ton, so I should probably eat some protein. So yeah, if you can hear me, if you don't mind, I would take a little. Oh no, I'm missing Mindset Monday. Jimbo D! We've talked about relationships. We've talked about social anxieties and conventions. We're talking about... what else? Anybody want to give some quick recaps or lessons for anyone who's missed the Mindset Mondays thus far? Because you're about as scary as a squirrel. Fuck you. I want to be... What if I want to be scary? No, I actually don't. But there's a time and a place for everything. Brock gives me shit all of the time. I'm kidding, Twitch. You know this. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Twitch is gonna... People in chat are gonna start thinking things. Okay, all I want in my life is an unlimited supply of plushies. Oh my god. Yes. Can you imagine if you had an entire room you could barely fit in because it was just full of plush? Do you have a favorite one? You found a page which lists all the specs for the monitor, Tiz? Oh, sweet. Do you want to just shoot me a message? It'd be lovely. I'll take it if Tiz doesn't want it, please. Are you trying to... Yes. Yeah. Fuzzy, I have almost everything. The only thing which, if anyone's going to Birmingham and you have either a old keyboard you're not using, or a like a smaller-ish tripod. I think that's all I need to like finish up this setup. We have a mic. I have cameras. I have lights. We have the PC here. We have the Go XLR. We're getting monitors tomorrow, ideally, or CJ has one that I could use. Yeah, we're slowly building the UK setup here. I love when people socialize for me. I know, right? I also have an unlimited supply of Kelly. You have like 80, but I always want more. Except for the fact that I'm mentally 5. Listen, I'm pretty sure that all adults are just big adult children, and if they aren't, then that sounds like a very sad existence. I think there's something important to be like, to like keep your whimsy and love whatever you want to love, whatever that looks like. I think it's so dumb when people are like, well, you can't like that because you're too old for that. It's like whatever you want to like. Something I'd like to remember is that everyone at the convention has an intense love for similar things as you, and so you're already have that thing in common, and usually everyone is super accommodating others. That's actually a really good point too, Brie. I love that. Is that like you're around a lot of like-minded people too. So the likelihood of you meeting people or making friends or just being around people that all share the same love as you is super, super cool. Also, I get stupid shy around people. It's not stupid shy, you just get shy, and that's okay. Being shy is not a bad thing. Tiz's gremlin mode is about as scary as a gerbil. You just haven't seen the real one. You've seen stream scary. You haven't seen real Tiz scary. I can be tough, okay? Yeah, and that, no, also that makes sense. Hi, Snatch. Welcome in. You think your issue is that you're getting older? People aren't as receptive to my forwardness as someone in their late 30s when I was in my 20s. I feel like that's actually kind of true too. Like, more people are trying to make friends and socialize and stuff when you're in your 20s and less so in your 30s. But see, I think that's why then that ties into what Brie was saying of like the nice thing about cons is you're at a place where everybody has these similar interests. So ideally, people are going to be more receptive or want to make friends more in those specific spaces. Maybe. Like you went to a Critical Role panel earlier this month and it was packed and it was all these people that love Critical Role too and it was so cool. Yeah, I think it's perfect. I also like hot chocolate more than tea. That's definitely okay. And if you're scared of crowds and stuff, find a smaller TTRPG or more focused con where the social aspect is secondary. That's true. Like you can slowly get used to going to bigger cons by doing that. Vinny, you met so many online friends at last TwitchCon. Yeah, I just finished my tea. So you want to do your job when you're a con and network, but you also want to be mom of the group. No, I don't necessarily. So that's the thing. I don't necessarily want to be mom of the group, but I want to just make sure that everyone's doing okay. And that's what can be really hard. And so it's really helpful when other people in the community know how to like help each other. That's kind of what we were talking about earlier. Jimody, I agree with this so much. When I got into my 30s, meeting people became a hey, I just want to be friends, I promise quest. Right? And just like finding people that like wanted to leave their house at all. I think that's another piece of it. When you're in your 30s, you don't really want to leave and do anything anyway. So like you have to make the friends, and this is what I've learned, is I have to make the friends that want to do similar things that I do. And those similar things are, for example, here in the UK, they have garden centers. You go, you look for plants, there's a cafe, you can sit down, you can have lunch, you can have coffee, pick up plants and go home. Great fun. One of my other friends, every time I go see her, every time I'm home in Colorado, we go visit, we go to the bookstore, we get snacks at Trader Joe's, we go back to her house, we make a fire, we make drinks and read books. And that's our evening, right? Like you find friends that want to do the same things that you do. And sometimes that's not even leaving your house. You find friends that want to watch Love is Blind with you. You know, like I think finding friends in your 30s, it's definitely finding people that want to do the same lazy things that you want to do. And maybe not lazy. Maybe you want to go to concerts and explore and do other things, but it could be different. As for you're like, no, I'm getting better at avoiding going out. I wonder how long it's gonna take till Tish just catches. I'm very behind. I just saw it. Okay, I'm gonna start scrolling a little bit. Big comfy and scary. Find a smaller one with interests. Yeah. Okay, we're scrolling. People freak me out in the middle of the night. That's as long as okay, fair. You want to do your private room? I don't think anyone would want to share a room with me. My room looks like a 5-year-old's room. I mean, if it was like a hotel, though, it'd be different. Hi, base boys. Good to see you, love. I realize we're all goobers just trying to make it through the situations we're in. I didn't know you used to when you stand still. Your best ties. But shining and always heads up for love. Luck? All right. Thank you, CJ. I appreciate you. Your favorite? Her name's Luna. Pink bunny with sparkle stars. Aww. Fuzzy, you completely. Mine is I have a dog named Duncan that I've had since I was 10. I just completely redid my setup. I have spare stuff and things. Do you have a keyboard? Ready for you to peruse as your leisure. All right. I'll shoot you a message. I'll check in with Nick for the other monitor specs and compare, and I will keep you posted. Because really, we were talking about it. I was like, oh, well, if we get these other ones, it'll be nice so she doesn't have to remember and card it over. Says the other 38. Wait, is there any room for you on there as well? Conventions have focus meetups too. Yeah. Bree has all the good points today. Conventions do have like certain game meetups. Like there's like League of Legends meetups or like the women in gaming meetups or like there's specific things so then you can go meet people that are even more interested in the things that you like. At least TwitchCon usually does. Base, I'm always shy. That's okay. We got lots of people who are always shy, How did you and Siri describe me? Both 5-year-old and a 40-year-old having a shit together? Yes. That's Akari. Was told. I feel like being soft and sweet scares you more than being tough, though, to be honest, Brock. So adults are mature, but after playing Rocket League, I disagree. Yeah, fair. You go to the garden center with my nan every Sunday. I freaking love garden centers. I think Joy and I are going to go tomorrow. Is it worth it for me to leave the house for? Yeah, exactly. Nap time. Bye, y'all. Enjoy the maybe next. Bye, butt flaps. Have a wonderful nap. Are you still sick or do you finally feel better? I think you said you were still sick. Did you count the count? Yeah, that can be a compliment. Finding friends is a hard period. If you make a friend and then now you have anxiety because you feel like your tism might make you say something out of pocket, or like if I text one too many times, I just give up and feel like I'm the only one that cares. My friends were talking more than flirting, and they got distant, got fussy and upset. Yeah, well, so I think a good thing is finding friends that are similar or who understand or communicate in the way that you do, right? Because like for me, finding friends that communicate in the same way I do, because like for example, like with my ADHD, like I will check a text and then I will forget forever. So like things like I don't know, Chase, if you can hear me right now, but like Chase the other day, like or when I was trying to make plans to go hang out, I kept forgetting. So I would tell him to like remind me. So he would text me periodically every day. And rather than like, well, maybe he was upset about it, I don't know. But rather than either one of us getting upset about it, we just work around the way that we know that my brain works, right? Or like there's people that I know that like we will text each other, but it might take a month to get back to each other because we're both going to forget. And you don't have to worry that that friend is going to get mad at you. So the more that you can make friends with people that just understand the way that you are rather than trying to force you to be somebody that you're not, I think that's the thing that's the most important. You're fresh off doing the convention this month. Which one did you go to, Brie? Or did you already tell me and I forgot? Is the garden center just an actual? No, it's like it's basically like a nursery, like a plant store in the U.S. But they also have like coffee shops and like restaurants inside of them most of the time. You drive her to a nude garden center ever so often, and she just so loves exploring and telling me the same facts about plants that she's been telling me for over 30 years. I think that is lovely. One of my grandparents, who actually passed away 2 years ago now, but my best memories were of him were like he used to work for I think it was for the city doing like nature tours or something. So we would go on nature walks when I was a kid, and he would like teach me all the types of butterflies and all the types of plants. And it was just like, I just vividly remember being on like, what's that? And what's that? And what's this? And it was such a lovely time. It's hard finding friends on my mental level. People ain't interested in watching Bluey with me. You were finding the wrong people because Bluey is a great show. Akari, Bluey's awesome to be fair. See? Exactly. I bet Akari would watch Bluey with you. Yeah. Emerald City Comic Con. Ooh, Comic. Oh yeah, Brie, you are Seattle area, yeah? I want to move there so bad. I was thinking about doing it this year, but I think I actually might move to Colorado for a little bit, regroup, spend some time with like my niece and nephew and stuff, and then move to Seattle. Is Bluey part of Lord of the Rings things? No. I'll be going to the airport. Bluey is a kid's show with dogs, but it's great. It has really good life lessons in it. Some kids shows these days are like, I think adults should watch these kids shows because then they might be better people. Hot take. Maybe people want to talk about stuff. I don't want to talk about it. Oh, you're saying people also want to talk about things that you don't want to? Anything going to pet shops and aquariums and zoos, especially aquariums? Someone come with me? Yeah, Fuzzy is that person that's like, I like turtles. Let me tell you ocean facts. It is pricey to live here. Well, so I don't want to live directly in Seattle because of that. I think SeaTac would be like my airport that I would like want to fly in and out of because it is like a bigger international airport. But stay maybe live somewhere like an hour or two away. Because one, it would be a little bit cheaper. How much do you pay for an apartment or rent or how expensive? What do you pay? Give me details. Seattle's expensive AF. Yeah. Wait, Midnight. You're not in Seattle. You're in Cali, right? You love Bluey. It taught me how to share. Bluey be teaching so many lessons. I stock so many Bluey toys at my job. I'm over. You're like, I don't want to see another Bluey ever again. I do like turtles. I know you do. And you make a plan for this and just spend the weekend there? Wait, what are you guys talking about? For the con? Sometimes we fit in those little car carts. I mean, yeah. Mini fun fact, Bluey uses colors in the spectrum that dogs. Really? Wait, not every color, right? But like on the dogs themselves, maybe? You know, I thought about sending you some suggestions for Gintiz, but it all comes down to like what neighborhood do you want to be in. It kind of doesn't matter. Okay, here's the things that I'm interested in wherever I move. I want it to be close enough to some cute coffee shops. Cute coffee shops are important to me. I want to be able to, like, if I get sick of working at home, because I work at home all of the time, I want to be able to, like, go do my emails and do things at a cute coffee shop. So, there must be a cute coffee shop. I also would like to have decent gym that's, like, fairly close. And then I want to be able to have like a good area I can walk in. So like safety's important. But yeah, Oregon, Seattle is kind of like PNW area is kind of what I'm looking at. Potentially. I will maybe go to Colorado first, but like those are the three important things that I'm looking at. Confirm, but you have close friends. Ah, I see. I have an apartment yet. Depends obviously on your range. My rent before utilities and such is $19.06, and that includes 2 carports and a valet trash fee. I mean, I feel like that's about how much rent is. Is it like just do you have like a studio? Is it a 1-bedroom? Or if it's 2 carports, it's probably like a 2-bedroom? Oh, there it is. 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Yeah, sounds about right. Fucking rent these days is dumb. It's so dumb. You thought about moving there because of how beautiful, but it's not my jam. Too many. Oh, see, that is my jam. No offense, just trolling. I want all the hippies. A hatch animal? Oh, that sounds amazing. Besides plushies. Come live in Bristol. It's a hippie city surrounded by countryside. If I could move to the UK and like get a visa easily and everything, I totally would. But I don't make enough money to be able to get a visa and live here, unfortunately. Sounds like every cute neighbor here in PDX. See, that's kind of why I want to go there. My birthday's next month, so I'm gonna have to look at which ones you want. Nice. This is what I mean. Like, what neighborhood do you want to be in? It's one of those things where you have to be here and see for yourself. Because what you listed is like truly every cute neighborhood. I don't know. What do you maybe send me ideas for what you think would be the best neighborhood? See, that's the other thing too, is I don't know. I haven't seen enough of them. So if I get some suggestions and things to look at, it might help me decide. And that's the other reason I might go to Colorado first, is because I might just stay in my parents' place for a little bit, or at my mom's. And then I can fly out and figure out where I want to go, rather than like moving my stuff and trying to find an apartment and doing all that. And that sounds really stressful. Apartment you wanted to live in, the time you didn't work out, was a little less, but well, yeah. I'll me marry you for a visa if you like, but I get half your stuff. No. Sounds like a not great deal. My therapist told me she has a therapist. I think every therapist should have a therapist too. Because no one is ever perfect. And it's that same idea of like when I used to teach at this yoga studio, we talked about the ladies who owned it. They used to say that it was yoga teachers, not an instructor, because like there's this mentality like instructors just like give instructions, but whereas like a teacher I think is more open. Like I think you also can learn from your students. And in the same way, I think people can always grow and change. So it's like, just because you're a therapist does not mean that you have all your shit together. Like my sister is in psychology and she is getting a job in therapy. And my sister is, I love her, but she's got all of her own things too, right? So like, just because we are helping people, and like I'm so much better at it's that whole like practice what you preach thing. I'm so much better at preaching than doing all the things that I say. Like I can give you guys advice till I'm blue in the face, but like, do I actually take all of that advice? I'm working on it. Okay, time for me to close on the Switch app. Okay, so I won't ban someone. Oh, while you're sleeping. All right, sounds good, Akari. Sleep well. Should have bought a house before I was born. I know, with this housing market, pretty much. It's insane. All right, Bree. Thank you for getting me details on that. That actually helps. I honestly, Base, I have thought about doing like van life and seeing what that would look like. But honestly, the like how much it would cost to build a van in the first place would also be really expensive. Yeah, she told me most therapists have therapists because of this. That's also true. They probably have to have a lot of really hard conversations, and so sometimes having someone else they can share that with. Therapistception. You have a few neighborhoods that come up for me, like what you described, like Selwood and Milwaukee. Used to live in tiny Woodstock, and that was a cute, tiny neighborhood. You're like teeny tiny. Sister lives on a boat. Ooh, that's kind of fun. I can give advice, but I struggle doing it myself. I think that is like how 99% of people probably are. Where it's like, we can give advice, but taking it is a whole other story, you know? Hold on, I'm gonna check what time it is. I haven't talked this straight in a while. Because it's interesting, the difference between doing purely just chatting streams where you are only talking and doing like gaming streams. Because like I do really long streams sometimes, but they're not like, I'm usually playing video games, so I'm not talking the whole time. Versus like when I do this, I'm like blah blah blah. But everything was within walking distance. Groceries, breweries, coffee shops, restaurants, boba. See, walking distance would be amazing too. because I don't have a car. So that would also be, I also don't, like, if I need to get a car, I can, but I prefer not to. So that's a good point. Only 5 million people, all up in New Zealand, across the whole country. You get lots of pretty landscape. When I'm looking here, does it look like I'm looking at you guys, or does it look like I'm looking like... I'm just curious. I'm scared to stream in game because I easily go into hyperfocus. It definitely happens sometimes. I think I'm getting slightly better at it. Maybe, but yeah, that's what I'm keeping in mind. The apartment I had there for 2-bed, 1-bath was like 13, and then utilities. That's not, I mean, I feel like that's reasonable. And for 2-bed, 1-bath, granted, that was probably a while ago, right? And shit within the last 3 years have gotten so much more expensive. So that's what's a little bit scary. Every once in a while, it pops up with encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster something. Does this still work? Oh, 5, yeah. Probably much different now. Oh, the video sometimes stutters. Yeah. Well, pretty soon. Here's this PC. Here, actually, I'll show you guys. I'll show you what we got here. So down here, this is the PC that I will be using. We just built. Let's see if I can. So we have lots of lighting here. This is my very dirty desk with just cords all over it. Set it down without dropping my camera. Hubba-bye. Sorry. I need to get a tripod that's not gonna slip. The feet aren't gonna slip out. We're gonna be a little crooked now here. But so I have mic, computer, all the things. I won't be using this MacBook for very long, but it's too high quality for the Mac to handle? Yeah, apparently. All right, my loves. With noticing how much my throat hurts, I was like, talking is getting painful. And the computer seems to get overloaded a little bit more. I'm gonna go rate us out somewhere. I also have to eat and just chill for a bit. I'm not streaming tomorrow. We are trying to get monitors and things set up, but I will be streaming Wednesday, and then Thursday we leave for DreamHack. So I don't know if we'll be doing a gaming stream on Wednesday. It might just be like another one of these chatting things. But then we'll do that. Yeah, we're gonna do tea and rest. I want to make sure that I don't like get sick before DreamHack or anything. But I will keep you guys posted. I'm gonna start posting more often. Hi guys. I'm just gonna hold your face here for a second, you know. Bye, camera. At least I caught it. It's so crooked. You get up and personal tiz here for a sec. This is too intimate. Stop. This is so romantic. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, here, hold. These are where I post the things. Nope, the bot doesn't work. Never mind. I'm not gonna post any of those links. Somebody make a raid message, yeah? Would you please, if you wouldn't be so kind? Who do we got on today? And thank you everyone for hanging out for our just like chill chats. This was actually really nice. I liked our little like fire, chill, hoodie, all the things. I I think we raided Wifey recently, but Wifey's streaming. If any of you guys want to go say hi to her. Let's go to... Ooh, it's actually been a while. Ahsoka Fett is playing some Minecraft, but is another lovely, cozy space. I got to meet her at TwitchCon in San Diego. We're super crooked now.